key words about investing in real estate: location and return. And this has both. We are in such an unbelievable location. It's literally 2 minutes to the Hyde Park subway station, Hyde Park, Bloor West, the Junction. This is an easy peasy rental. People want to live here because it's so close to everything. And the next thing, return. This building generates enough rental income that it gets a 3.8% return. Where are you going to get that? You can't get it in the bank. You can't get it in the stock market now. The only place you can get it is in real estate. So look, we have 6 units, fully rented, beautiful, redone, new roof, new windows, all updated. All you have to do is pick up the keys and start collecting the rent. So go to stusells.ca, see all the photos, the virtual tour, the videos, and give me, Stu, a call and come for a personal tour.
I'm a little bit of a nerd when it comes to landscaping. I've studied soil down to the microbes. It's that level of detail I bring to my work and to my business. Straight lines and a healthy ecosystem is what I'm all about.
Hey guys, welcome to the Stu Sells team's brand new listing. And this place is gonna blow your mind. This is executive townhouse living at its best. We have this condo townhouse. We have 3 bedrooms. On the top floor is a whole master retreat, 2 double closets, separate bathroom, bathtub, walk-in shower, rain head, ginormous master bedroom. big enough for a king and tons of stuff up there. Then on the second floor, we have 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. Great for a young family, small family, 2 kids, or if you want a home office, perfect. And then check out this amazing entertainment space. We've got this gorgeous kitchen, this bar. You can drink some wine, cut some food, cook, talk to your friends, and get along with this cool faux brick. This faux brick is throughout the whole place. It's super cool. We've got a great family room in the basement with another 2-piece, single-car garage. This is a perfect starter home. We're in the Upper Beaches region, and you know what? There's so much close by. I walk over the bridge, Main Street, TTC, Main Street GO Station, Ted Reeve Arena, Community Center, daycare, an amazing coffee shop right across the street, kids park right at the corner with a water splash pad. Like, this is a great location. So look, go to StuSells.ca, see all the photos, the virtual tour, and give me, Stu, a call and come for a private showing.
Northern Credit Union, a true partner, sweeping you to financial victory, keeping your dollars where they belong.
Running the sanctuary absolutely brings me peace. The work is 100% cathartic for me. You know, I find myself getting tied up in it and being busy, and then it's really nice just to sit, breathe in life, and it's beyond zen.
Hey guys, so one of the coolest things about the real estate business is when you get to resell someone's first home. My clients bought this house and it was a bungalow, just a 2-bedroom bungalow, nice little basement apartment, and they decided to cut the roof off and look, voila, we've got a beautiful 2-story home here. They actually lived in the basement area while they did the renos. So they did a 2nd story. It's got a stunning master ensuite bath, soaker tub, open shower. It's got 2 extra bedrooms, another bathroom upstairs. The main floor is really cool. It's a great entertaining space because it's open and it's got a big center island so you can cook, drink some wine, talk to all your friends. It's got a gorgeous living room, gas fireplace, and it still has the finished basement with another bathroom in the basement. And the best thing about it, look at this gorgeous corner lot. We have a huge corner lot, great for summer parties, barbecues. It's got a single-car garage, lots of storage, parking. We are in an unbelievable area. You can walk to the Danforth, the GO station at Maine, the TT station, Woodbine station, all the funky shops, cafes on the Danforth. This is an amazing area. Kids park right down there. What more do you want? Look, go to StuSells.ca, see this video, all the pictures, and then give me, Stu, a call and come for a personal tour.
Here at Red Arena, we are trying to help people through equine therapy. Working with the veterans has been a very amazing experience. Our little motto that we always say is empowerment through horses. I love what I do. I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Hey guys, welcome to the Stu Sells team's brand new listing. And I am super pumped because this is going to be the first listing that's going to be portrayed on our new curling.com streaming webpage. Yay! Because you know what? Next weekend, the Stu Sells series starts, and we're starting with our first event, the Stu Sells Oakville Tankard at the Oakville Curling Club. We have over 40 teams, top teams of the world, Canada, North America, coming to curl. And so we're really pumped because this is going to be the first listing that's going to be on our commercial in between ends. And super excited, we have Keith Joel here, who's been a proud sponsor of curling and the Stu Sells series for over 10 years. Keith, welcome.
Hey Stu, thanks for having me. It's such a great day to be a part of this. Myself and Dave at RBC, as two mortgage specialists, we couldn't be happier to be a sponsor of curling.com and the Stu Sells series. We're looking forward to a great year.
It's going to be an awesome year because we're back to curling, yay! But let's get to why we're here. We're here at Navy Wharf, one of my favorite buildings in the downtown core. We're right by the Dome. Pool, hot tub, gym, movie room. It's got so many amenities. It's like Club Med. And this is honestly one of the best layouts I've ever seen in a condo. It's a one-bedroom and den. It actually has a full dining room table in it. Where can you get that in a condo? We're southwest facing, lots of sun, floor-to-ceiling windows, bright. This is an amazing starter unit, so go to stusells.ca, see all the pictures, the virtual tour, and give me, Stu, a call and come and have a private visit.
I'm a little bit of a nerd when it comes to landscaping. I've studied soil down to the microbes. It's that level of detail I bring to my work and to my business. Straight lines and a healthy ecosystem is what I'm all about.
Credit Union. A true partner, sweeping you to financial victory, keeping your dollars where they belong.
Running the sanctuary absolutely brings me peace. The work is 100% cathartic for me. You know, I find myself getting tied up in it and being busy, and then it's really nice just to sit, breathe in life, and it's beyond zen.
Here at Red Arena, we are trying to help people through equine therapy. Working with the veterans has been a very amazing experience. Our little motto that we always say is empowerment through horses. I love what I do. I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Welcome back to curling.com. Curling.com's continuing coverage of the Stu Sells Oakville Tankard, and the coverage will not be continuing for much longer. We are here at the men's final, and you're getting a look at the draw for hammer right now. Bruce Mouat went first, and his slid into the back 8, so if Brad Jacobs can just touch the forefoot here, that should be good enough to get hammer, and I'll set up the game for you as soon as this shot is done. Harnden brothers seem to like it. And like it they will. That should secure the hammer for Team Brad Jacobs. They're going to measure it, but I don't think it's particularly close. It's so unclose we decided not to show it. So just confidence here at curling.com. That's what we love in our crew here. Thanks everybody for tuning in. John Cullen, of course, here with you once again for the 14th draw of the Stu Sells Tankard, the very final draw, the 12th that I have been with you. It's the final here between Team Brad Jacobs and Team Bruce Mouat, and I am joined once again by Olympic gold medalist and 18-time Grand Slam champion Kevin Martin. And Kevin, I think we can say you and I haven't seen every game that these two teams have played throughout this tournament, but I think it's safe to say we are seeing the two teams who are playing the best right now in this final.
There's absolutely no question about that. Both teams came through A. They had to draw the button to see who got last rock, and with both teams playing their best curling, I think they're both right at their A game. Hammer's going to matter in this one, I think.
Yeah, I agree, and we talked about that with the previous game we did when Jacobs played Howard, that it would be huge for Brad Jacobs to get hammer in that, and that's how it ended up turning out, that they had the hammer because they finished ahead of Howard in the standings when all was said and done, and they made use of that, beating Glenn Howard quite convincingly 6-1. And so this is going to be a dandy. I mean, even if you don't believe us, both of these teams undefeated in this event, running 5-0 records into the finals here of this fantastic event here in Oakville. And of course, from a rankings perspective, we have the world number 1, Brad Jacobs, against the world number 5, Bruce Mouat. And Bruce, of course, the defending world silver medalist. So no shortage of talent on the ice here today. And speaking of being undefeated, if this is your first time tuning in today, Brad Jacobs undefeated on the season so far, Kevin. They're running a 12-0 record on the year into this final, which is just a tremendous way to start the year if you're Team Brad Jacobs.
Well, the idea is trying to get to, of course, to the Olympic Games in February, and what a better way to start the year than to go 12-0 to start and get the whole team feeling confident and ready to roll for the year. So, yes, both teams are curling very well. Jacobs on a roll all year so far. Of course, Bruce and company winning the last 2 Grand Slams to finish off last year. So, and they've been curling actually a lot. They've been practicing throwing a lot of rocks since July. So both teams in mid-season form in the middle of September. Should be fun.
Yeah, this is going to be a great matchup, of course. As you mentioned, Kevin, we had been told that by the Scottish contingent here, that all three of the Scottish teams that were here, Ross White, Ross Patterson, and Bruce Mouat, and of course Ross White losing a close quarterfinal to Matt Dunstone, Ross Patterson losing a C final last night, that they've all been on the ice since July to start the year, because of course for them it's an Olympic year too. And I know at Goger Park Curling Club in Edinburgh, where Bruce Mouat plays out of, they've been busy, and like you said, a phenomenal finish to the season for Mouat too. In Canada, we had a lot of talk of the curling bubble. We had our own championships in the curling bubble, and then we opened it up to the world, and Mouat followed up his world silver medal with 2 back-to-back Grand Slam wins in the bubble. And you're an 18-time Grand Slam winner, Kevin. Talk a little bit about just how hard it is to win 1, never mind 2 in a row.
Well, that's right. You have to be so consistent to win 1. Just to win 1, but to win 2 in a row, yeah, I guess it's just a major roll you're on, and it just doesn't stop.
Yeah, no, and that's what we're seeing here. You know, I was talking with our crew earlier today, and they were sort of surprised to see how many Canadian teams were ranked so highly on the world rankings, and I actually said, this is a different look atop the rankings than we're used to. Canada normally would have, 15, 20 years ago been dominating the rankings much more than we are right now. We see a ton of fantastic international teams that are in the top 10, in the top 20, and Mouat, of course, is the top-ranked non-Canadian team sitting at number 5. So obviously a really impressive young squad here from Scotland, and Canada's going to have our work cut out for us at the Olympics, no question.
No question about that at all. Got teams like Mouat, and then, of course, Nicodine.
World champion 3 times running. Back to back to back.
Nice little roll there. It's time to clear it up a little bit.
Yeah,
a little bit dangerous.
We've seen this from both these teams, Kevin, that today we watched Mouat this morning in the quarterfinals, where they were very impressive against Team Gunlickson, and then we just finished watching Team Jacobs against Glenn Howard, where they were equally impressive. And a key for both of these teams is the seconds, E.J. Harnden for Brad Jacobs and Bobby Lammy for Bruce Mouat. Both of them have just that really, really good upweight ability that can both get their team out of trouble and can also set up an end for them in the way that they like, with their ability to clear stones out of the way.
And both fierce competitors. Anybody that's curled against either of them.
Yes. Absolutely, yeah. No question. So rounding out the teams for Bruce Mouat, Bobby Lammy throwing right now. He is throwing second, as we said. Hammy McMillan Jr. at lead. Grant Hardy at third, and of course Bruce Mouat at skip. And this is a lineup that's been together this entire Olympic quadrennial. Hammy McMillan previously playing with Ross Patterson and Tom Brewster before that, before coming over to Mouat's team and completing their lineup. And of course this Brad Jacobs team, this is their 3rd official year together. They had a split with Ryan Fry in 2019, and then brought Mark Kennedy on. He had taken a year off to rest some injuries and managed to hook back up with this top team of the Harnden brothers and Brad Jacobs, who've been obviously playing together since they were kids. They're cousins and grew up all together in Northern Ontario, and then bringing a fantastic shooter like Mark Kennedy onto the team at third is really they've just really been such a solid team. And I feel like Mark especially has been really good for this Jacobs team. You played with him for a number of years. Talk about what Mark Kennedy's like as a teammate, because for me, just watching on TV, it feels like he's brought this Jacobs team up another level.
Well, there's a few things that Mark brings, obviously work ethic being probably the most important one. I don't really think anybody outworks him in the game today. I can't imagine it. But also just a really nice person. So you've got kind of both of those things going. And for Team Jacobs, their emotions can really get going. And Mark's doesn't really get like that much, so he can calm the waters a little bit. I think that's helped Brad Jacobs personally quite a lot, because Brad's been bang on the last couple of seasons with Mark.
Yeah, no question. I think I agree with all of that, and it's good to hear, obviously, firsthand perspective of someone who's played with Mark, and it's good to know that what we see on TV is sort of affirmed by someone who's played with him. Just a great guy and a great teammate, widely recognized as one of the best teammates in the game, and as we see him make that run back double very casually, also one of the best throwers. A pretty dangerous combination when you're a great guy and a great thrower. So with Jacobs having the hammer here, Kevin, they're sitting 1, and Bruce Mouat's going to try and get behind these 2 rocks ahead of the Jacobs 1 and just try to lie 2.
With the amount of curl early in the game here, this is quite makeable. See, maybe a quarter of a rock, so mostly buried. But Grant with nice tap weight, maybe hack or soft hack.
Waist nice.
Trying to hit and roll to the side to sit 2. Set up the force.
Yeah, we saw this earlier for Team Brad Jacobs against Glenn Howard. Glenn managed to force him in the first end, but that was about the only misstep that Brad Jacobs had. And not even a misstep, but that was about the only thing we saw all game from them that could be considered that, as they just went on a roll, scoring 5 unanswered points and winning that one 6-1. And we just really didn't see them miss that much, and we didn't see Bruce miss that much either. And so it's going to be something I'm watching out for this game, and that I've learned a little bit calling the last 6 games with you over the last few days, is all about the angles and how important the angles are going to be for both of those teams in getting their ends set up and getting them set up in the way that they want to.
Yeah, the importance with that is because of the, well, thirds as well, but the seconds can hit so well on both teams. Both Bobby and EJ are amazing hitters. So if you're winning the angles, doesn't matter how hard you throw it, they won't go anywhere. But if you don't get the angles quite right, they'll blast everything out of there.
Well, and we saw that this morning. I think a lot of people think of Jason Gunlickson as a very good hitting team, and of course they are. And I think it's safe to say they got out-hit this morning, and that, you don't see that too often against Jason Gunlickson. Obviously, he likes to hit. Adam Casey, his third, also a fantastic hitter, and with the combination of Bobby Lammy at second, and then Bruce himself can really throw some rockets too. It's they're just a really tough team to play against and to generate offense against, and I feel like Jacobs is the same. So it's going to be really interesting to see that push and pull in this game, I think.
So with that angle raise being made by Mark Kennedy, it leaves one rock up at the top of the house, and we were just talking about the hitting ability of both teams. So Bruce would like this rock back T-line, back 8, almost at a 45-degree angle, making the thin double and the slash double equally difficult. That's kind of the goal of this shot.
One thing we have seen consistently, Kevin, is that these rocks that are being thrown away from the center line do have a little bit more speed. Mouat, having played on this sheet already today, that's something he'll probably be conscious of.
Yeah, it's going down now. Still there. No, it's good now. We're back 4.
So they thought it was maybe a little heavy out of his hand, but it is coming down a bit now.
Back 8.
Back 4, back 8. Those are both good places for this rock to end up.
Absolutely.
Good job, Bruce.
And that's a pretty great spot for that. Makes that angle slash double, if Jacobs wants to try it, very difficult. It looked like Brad was maybe also indicating he might try the freeze. Would you ever think about that, Kevin?
I think you'd think about it, but I'm not. I would have been a little bit surprised in the first end.
Yes.
Because Brad wouldn't know draw weight perfectly or line, so the odds of a perfect freeze in the first end are not great. This is a thin half. Much better chance of this shot being made, in my opinion, than a perfect freeze. So this makes sense, I think.
So, relatively big shot to start the game here. If Brad Jacobs doesn't make this, he's likely going to get forced with hammer. So it's his first in the first. The men's final of the Stu Sells Oakville Tankard. Brad Jacobs looking for a 8-foot slash double. Not easy.
Yep, swing! Swing!
And they just missed it. Looked like they got on the sweeping maybe just a second too late, Kevin, and that'll just spill into the back 12. And now Mouat will have the chance to put this rock somewhere to force Brad to one.
The 4-foot tee line.
That was close to being a good one, just to hit it a little bit too thin. Needed to hit it a little bit thicker. Needed to curl up just a touch more. But now pretty much, as long as it's in the paint, Brad will take his one. Cannot afford to try a double and roll out on your last one.
So here we go, Bruce Mouat. His last rock here in the first end. Just looking to lie to anywhere in the house.
T-line! No.
Bruce didn't seem to love it out of his hand, but I think as long as he's pretty much anywhere, we're not going to see Brad chase.
Yeah, just back T. No. Back 4.
And that's a pretty good spot for that one.
Hit and stay will be the call. Lightweight.
Yeah, we heard Brad say to Mark that he wants board weight here. Of course, we have both Brad and Mark mic'd up, and we have Bruce and Grant mic'd up for Team Mouat. Previously, we only had the skips mic'd up, but given that this is the only game on at the curling club right now, we're able to have a couple extra players mic'd up, so we'll be able to hear from them all game. So final stone here in the first end for Brad Jacobs. Needs a hit and stay or a slight roll to the middle to score his one with hammer.
Easy, EJ, easy. Easy. Whoa. Whoa. Clean. Clean it. Clean. Clean.
And Brad Jacobs, cool as you like, cool as the mint on his jackets, gets that shot for one. That's a 1-0 lead for Brad Jacobs. You're watching curling.com, the finals of the Stu Sells Oakville Tankard. Brad Jacobs leading Bruce Mouat 1-0. We'll see you back here right after this.
I'm a little bit of a nerd when it comes to landscaping. I've studied soil down to the microbes. It's that level of detail I bring to my work and to my business. Straight lines and a healthy ecosystem is what I'm all about.
Northern Credit Union, a true partner, sweeping you to financial victory, keeping your dollars where they belong.
Running the sanctuary absolutely brings me peace. The work is 100% cathartic for me. You know, I find myself getting tied up in it and being busy, and then it's really nice just to sit, breathe in life, and it's beyond zen.
Here at Red Arena, we are trying to help people through equine therapy. Working with the veterans has been a very amazing experience. Our little motto that we always say is empowerment through horses. I love what I do. I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Hello, folks, and welcome back to the Oakville Curling Club, home of the Stu Sells Oakville Tankard. You're watching the men's final here on curling.com and sportsnet.ca. We've got a barn burner brewing here between the 2A qualifiers, Team Brad Jacobs and Team Bruce Mouat, both undefeated to get here and both playing fantastic curling. Brad Jacobs getting forced to one by Mouat in the first end, so it'll be Mouat with the hammer playing in the second.
Just for weight.
And we're getting a comment in the chat here, Kevin, that is actually a great jumping off point for us to talk about. From Ryan, he says, it's interesting to see a specific team's sponsor ads folded into a broadcast. And I think that's something at curling.com that we're really excited about, that, you know, we're giving not only an opportunity for these teams to get more games at HD quality with top-level audio, but that we're also giving them the chance to showcase their sponsors, as we see two of Brad Jacobs' sponsors there, Coyote Tractors and Northern Credit Union. And that's what's exciting, I think, about growing the game, not only bringing this to a larger audience, but also the opportunity for these teams to, you know, make more of a pitch to their sponsors to say, hey, we could make custom ads with you. We could do stuff to really get you some attention on a larger scale.
I think it's absolutely massive for the teams. And as the numbers grow, which they obviously will with this terrific property and the teams that are playing, what an opportunity for teams to be able to sell much larger sponsorships. And not just the teams, but the individual events as well. So it just grows the entire sport, including the purses that the players are playing for.
Yeah, and that's what we're always working towards here, the increasing professionalism of the game, and we can allow some of these amazing players to focus more time and dedication on their sport like professional athletes should be doing, and that's part of the vision here at curling.com. Of course, this is sort of our pilot season. We've did a few Stu Sells events last year, but this is the year that we're really ramping up. And of course, curling.com, the vision of Stuart Sankey and Rylan Hartley, and it's going to be a really special thing. We're going to be covering a bunch of events this year. The Stu Sells Toronto is the next one on the calendar, which is actually moved from Toronto to here. It's going to be played at the Oakville Curling Club, so we could call it the Stu Sells Oakville Tankard 2. Don't call it a sequel. I know what you did last Stu Sells Oakville Tankard. But that's going to be the next one coming up on the schedule. That's Canadian Thanksgiving weekend. So that'll be a fantastic one to look forward to. And then we're also going to be covering the tour stops in Brantford, Penticton, Morris, Manitoba. So it's going to be a big year here for us at curling.com. And we're thrilled to have you with us watching this game. And it's really been awesome to see, Kevin. The viewership's been growing all weekend, and the curling has just been sensational.
Trying to get this double. Will it go far enough? Leaves a biter. Good try there by Bobby Lammy with the hard double.
Yeah, that's probably something we're going to be saying a few times this game, that teams making some tough shots, for multiple takeouts.
Just normal. You're going for, I'd say, about a third. Normal.
So Brad Jacobs looking for the double takeout here to hopefully lie two. EJ Harnden throwing his second stone of the second end.
Not throwing it very hard, wanting to make sure that if the double's made, the red stone stays near the center line in the control zone.
And it will do just that. It's a little off the center line, so Mouat might see fit to use it, or he might see fit to remove it from there.
Pretty close to the house.
Yeah.
Pretty dangerous rock, so wanting to lightweight hit, maybe make the double and roll behind the corner guard. Needs to throw this soft to have enough angle on the roll to get into the 12-foot. Sort of a firm board, I would say.
So a chance to see Bobby Lammy's softer side on this one. Normally we see his...
Hasn't moved yet.
His tough exterior. This really has to go, though. Hammy McMillan trying to bring it over. And it will make contact with the red, but they won't get the roll into the house, and Jacobs will lie one. Now with that just being a biter and the guard not being in a great spot, do you just peel here if you're Jacobs, Kevin, or do you try to lie two?
He will definitely think about peeling. It's second end. Try to force in three, have hammer in four.
Do we go anywhere near this?
I don't think so.
You ever peel it? Yeah, that's not a bad call either.
Either peel or you drop one back 8 around center line.
Yeah. Yeah, he's probably throwing a freeze.
He probably
at
just comes
that
around
point.
anyway, though.
Pardon?
I think I like the peel, Brad.
Yeah? Okay, I'm fine with that, boys.
I agree with you. You got to force in the third.
Force in the third. That's exactly what Mark said, so yeah, makes sense.
Well, it's something we've been talking about all weekend too, Kevin. Obviously, with the advent of curling analytics and teams looking for an edge any way they can get it, we now see that teams more than ever considering the scoreboard, the score, the ends, and obviously that's something that Team Brad Jacobs would know a lot about. So Mark Kennedy telling the team, well, you know what, if we just blank here, then we can force them in 3 and get the hammer back in 4, and that seems to be the goal. We're seeing teams starting to really think about getting on the even ends with hammer, starting with the 4th end.
Weight's good.
Definitely. Yeah. I lived my whole life like that, trying to have hammer in 6, 8, and 10, and now 4, 6, and 8.
Yeah,
it used to always be a 10-end game back when I first started, but that was always the goal, was to have those even ends, and it's even more. Well, it was always big, but the players definitely think about it all the time now.
Well, and speaking of those 10-end games, you used to play in a tournament like this, Kevin, back in the late 90s, even into the early aughts. These would all be 10-end games. When you'd be playing in cash spiels, they would be 10-end games. What do you think the sort of advent of the 8-end game has done for the game in tournaments like this? Because you have to imagine it's a long grind for a lot of teams, travel to get here and everything. Do you think it's improved the game for teams knowing that they don't have to necessarily play 9 or 10-end games in a weekend?
Well, the way you dealt with that generally would be the first couple of ends would just be hits.
Right.
So for the fans, first end, you see guards going up. Right. Wonderful. Whereas it used to be throw it in the house, hit, keen up the ice, and then start to play in the 3rd or the 4th. But now with an 8-end game, there tends to be more scoring in a shorter game because you have to start right away.
Sounds like a recipe for success to me. So Brad Jacobs throwing his first here in the second end. It's a wide open house aside from one Bruce Mouat counter. So Jacobs will just be looking to kill that. Ideally, he'll stick in the house.
Curl the stick. Curl the stick.
And this looks like it's floating a little bit.
Keep going. Keep going.
Well,
And that will not stick. And Kevin, if you're Bruce Mouat, do you ever try to come down to this one, maybe do a little freeze, or?
Okay, I don't mind.
Might as well.
Draw the open and take your blind.
Well, it looks like he's not getting involved in that and just drawing open.
Well, if you do freeze right on the face, you're not in the house. So you'd have to freeze on the corner, and that's an easy takeout. But either way, you get a practice draw.
Well, yeah, we talked about this with the Jacobs-Howard game last time, that this is, you know, you think of that Jacobs shot, not a huge miss by any means. I don't think any skip would lose sleep over that, but this is just sort of a, you know, in a game where two teams are so close, maybe just a little bit of a minor advantage for Mouat here, getting to draw.
Let's see if he can get the right line down to the one off the house. He's hoping to be able to just be off the center of the rock and have a bite of the rings.
We're there, all there. We're close. Curl, curl, curl. Okay. No, I just let it stop. Don't let it go through the rings. I know, but
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
I didn't play that. I think
board out here, maybe a good board. Sure.
yeah.
We'll see if
Yeah,
Brad
I'll-
can
whatever you gotta
hit
do to
and
make it,
roll to the spot on top of the red one that Bruce is trying to draw to.
You never know. Let's try to roll on top of our own, make it a little tough on them. Board.
So final stone here for Brad Jacobs in the second end without hammer. Just needs to get rid of the Bruce Mouat counter to force the blank.
Clean. Close. Whoa. Straight. Yep.
Trying to roll this slightly to the outside. It's
Ryan,
looking pretty good.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
Oh, it just came up a bit. Good throw, Brad. Good toss.
So just curled a little more than they wanted to. They were trying to get a roll just to sort of nuzzle up beside that other red one in the corner. So this will be a pretty routine blank for Mouat with his final stone here in the second. Bruce Mouat looking for the blank. Hammy McMillan on it right away. And he'll bring it out to make the blank happen. So put a couple zeros up on the board. It's going to be 1-0 for Brad Jacobs heading into the third end. You're watching the men's final of the Oakville Stew Cells Tankard. We'll be back after these short messages.
I'm a little bit of a nerd when it comes to landscaping. I've studied soil down to the microbes. It's that level of detail I bring to my work and to my business. Straight lines and a healthy ecosystem is what I'm all about.
Northern Credit Union, a true partner, sweeping you to financial victory, keeping your dollars where they belong.
Running the sanctuary absolutely brings me peace. The work is 100% cathartic for me. You know, I find myself getting tied up in it and being busy, and then it's really nice just to sit, breathe in life, and it's beyond zen.
Here at Red Arena, we are trying to help people through equine therapy. Working with the veterans has been a very amazing experience. Our little motto that we always say is empowerment through horses. I love what I do. I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Hello, folks, and welcome back to the Stu Sells Oakville Tankard men's final. Bruce Mouat from Edinburgh, Scotland, facing off against Brad Jacobs from Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. And as we said last game, oh, look at this. This is the first time I've seen this all weekend, the beautiful pictures of the boys right there, the skips. Bruce Mouat and Brad Jacobs, fantastic work by our graphics team here at curling.com. It's John Cullen beside Kevin Martin. And Kevin, similar to what we saw in the Jacobs-Howard game, a little bit of a cagey start. Teams feeling each other out here.
Yeah, early in the game, you're trying to win that battle to have Hammer going into the even ends late. That's why Mark Kennedy wanted that peel of the corner guard last end. So now they'll try to force in 3 to have Hammer in 4. That's the song and dance that we just saw. Now, of course, it takes 2 to tangle, and so Bruce Mouat won't want to play that game. He's going to want to maybe get a deuce or even blank here. So he has Hammer in 4. This looks good.
Very good. Yeah, Ryan Harnden has been on point. We didn't talk about him too much in the Glenn Howard game, but, obviously an Olympic gold medalist, a multiple-time slam champion, multiple-time Brier champ, or single-time Brier champion, but obviously an extremely good curler at lead, Ryan Harnden. Great sweeper as well.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, like that.
7 slams to...
There we go. I knew you had my back on that one.
Had your back.
It's not quite 18, but still an impressive total nonetheless.
They're young.
Yeah, they got some time to go.
Exactly.
Yeah, I guess we do remember the days when we said, oh, there's no way Djokovic is going to catch Nadal and Federer, and now we find ourselves in a 3-way tie atop the tennis standings. So could be the same thing here for curling. And you want to talk about young guys with a real future. That's this Bruce Mouat team.
Yeah, they've already got 3 slams under their belts. So
yeah,
and they are super young.
Yeah, really young guys and just fantastic young curlers. Bruce himself just turned 27 in August. So in curling, he's basically a rookie still. So nice view of E.J. Harnden here, looking to come into the house.
Okay, top 8. Line's good. Yep, line. Hard line.
Trying to lock this on about half of the Yellowstone in the top of the house. That would be perfect. This is really warping sideways though. Try to get it by. And now try to lock it on about half.
And that's some beautiful touch from E.J. Continuation of what we saw earlier against Glenn Howard, Kevin. This getting their red stones in the right places, Jacobs.
Just skinny it. Back line. Quarter's good. Do you like that? Yeah. Okay. Probably pushing that to here. Okay. I think the key is to get your shooter away.
So here's the aggressive call you were talking about.
Less ice burst.
Trying to hit a quarter of the rock and roll behind the tee line.
I think we can hold this really straight if we need to.
Yeah. Hammy's always kind of looked like it was about to move.
Yeah.
Not worrying about removing the red stone from play, just trying to get it off of the corner of the yellow rock. Changing the angles.
Felt heavy. Clean.
So Bobby Lammy just looking to
Whoa.
change the angles.
Yep.
Grant Hardy really leaning on this one.
Whoa. Clean.
Looks pretty good, trying to hit 1/4.
Girl.
And stay in the back of the house. That was the call. Now if it stays, it's perfect.
On. It will.
Very good.
Phenomenal shot from Bobby Lammy. And that's one thing we've seen, Kevin, in the last few years, especially with the advent of the 5-rock rule. I think over time we've thought of seconds as being great hitters, and of course Bobby Lammy is a great hitter, but we see there seconds now have to have all the shots. You have to have the touch shots too, or you're not going to be successful.
Control weight a hair high.
So we talk about angles. Now look at the angles. If you hit the red onto the yellow, that middle yellow is going nowhere.
What else do you see? Little intern hack waiter maybe? That looks tough. I don't like that.
What about this? Just come down here, just move that.
That's the other option.
Yeah, I like that. Scoring area is pretty shrunk right now. Each, that last draw you threw, same sort of thing.
Yeah.
I think you want top 4 weight.
You can ask for a little more.
Look in EJ's eyes. This is a tough one.
Yeah. Bit of a deer in the headlights look there. Just so you want me to make the same shot I just threw, but it's a little harder now, and I need to throw 3 feet more weight? Okay, sure.
Cannot afford to bounce out in the open, or he'll set up an easy double, and then yellow will be sitting 4 versus 1. So this has to be precise and cannot bounce off.
Not much though.
Mine's good.
Weight's good.
Yep. Through. Through.
Top 4.
Yep.
Small bounce.
Curl. Curl. Keep going, Ryan.
Go, Ryan. Get as close to nose as
Now
you
let's
can.
see, close to nose. Does not want to bounce off, or it'll be a straight back double.
Good, Each.
Got inside that?
Not too bad
Yeah,
from
I've got
EJ
touch.
here, Kevin, but you're thinking they're just going to double
Get
these
as close
reds.
to
Right, and then it's
7/8
1,
if
2,
possible.
I can make it.
4, and
Probably
5.
any weight you want, really.
To be honest, if you nose it and get this to here, it's not bad.
That's not bad either yet.
Normal.
And this was caused by that really nice slash with soft weight and rearranging the angles. That's what's made this end so good for Team Mouat.
Single peel's not bad again.
It's always fun to look back at the end of an end and why did we get a bunch? It's usually not the skip. It's somebody set it up on the way.
Yeah, everyone else has to sew the shirt, and then the skip just puts the buttons on it.
Right, normal.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yep. Whoa.
Close. Clean.
Whoa.
Clean. Clean it. Yes.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Roll it.
And that is a perfect sleeve, if you will, of the shirt. Nice stitching job from Bobby Lammy there, getting rid of both reds, and that's as good of a pair from a second as you're going to see.
Yeah, and that was the trouble with EJ popping out there.
I think so.
Yeah,
Try to stick it here.
The only other shot is this right now. Make that double.
What's that? Yeah.
I don't want to roll out though.
Yeah, and that looks pretty tough to stick. Because you're never getting rid of yellows, right?
So
What if you just run
Yeah,
that
that's
and
what we're
kind of
talking
stick
about.
it there? Pretty good shot, no?
yeah, but what are you gonna? So you pick it and make it. I mean, Ryan's right. You could almost just.
I don't think you need to run that. You can
What?
see it. You just hit our red.
Yeah, it's just he's second and third.
Yeah,
He'll have a
except we don't
shot to
have
sit
hammer.
3.
I don't think we are. Not yet. You don't like kind of just hitting that on the nose?
Right. Try to line him up. Yeah. I see what you're saying.
What's wrong with that? Control?
So control weight,
Is that too
red
much weight?
guard
No.
onto the yellow
Okay.
on the visit sign, and keep the red in the house,
If you're in,
and
not-
hopefully
not
line up
really
red,
anything,
red,
though.
yellow
I
double.
don't mind talking about
That's
that.
a lot of
Like,
stuff.
If I make it, we're buried,
My apologies to
Right? Tough for him to sit 3. You know what? You know what?
people
Ryan's
wondering
saying?
what I just meant.
I think control is the max weight.
Well, you couldn't do. You'd have to make it with weight.
It's okay.
The
When
best
we
would
don't
be
have a
to hit
telestrator, we just got to
quarter
do
of
our
it
best to
back.
paint the pictures that we can.
The bottom line is on the
You know,
nose.
Brad,
That's what
Ryan's
Mark's
not
trying
wrong.
to do.
If I can, like we could, as long as I can get the one in the 12 foot, it's just a slip triple.
You like this?
Well, I'm just wondering if that might be the shot.
So talking about a slip triple is hitting the red very
make it
thin,
and get the back
getting
one,
the
it's
2
a
and the
great
4 foot,
result.
and the back biter, all in one shot.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
if you get that one too, that's
Like even
that's
if
a
I
great
make
result.
this, he might be too buried behind staggered guards.
Okay, if you guys like that one, I'm fine with that.
Okay, let's make it.
Slip triple it is.
To get this,
Slip triple. Don't say that one 10 times fast. You might end up saying something
tough.
you regret, but this is This is going to be a tough shot, but I think we see here Kevin Mark sort of stepping up and saying this is the one he's most comfortable with. So as a skip, sometimes you just stand back and let your third make the call. So Mark Kennedy looking for that slip triple.
Yep. No. Yep. Hard.
It's really close, trying to hit about half inch of it.
Okay, good.
Slip double, just about as good as the slip triple, just over curled a smidge. They weren't able to get that one in the 12 foot, but still a fantastic shot from Mark Kennedy.
Control. Yep.
And the reason it's so good is that it ended up sliding over completely behind the yellow in the top 12.
Sorry.
So a bit of a bonus there for Mark.
Yeah. Okay. Singing normal. Do you like normal?
So now red guard across the top of the yellow to get rid of both reds.
pretty
Roll a
tough.
shooter out, yellow sitting 2. That's the goal in this one.
Yeah. Normal embers. Think so.
Looks like a thick 3/4.
Hair thicker than 3/4.
So Grant Hardy looking for a run back.
Whoa.
Bang, bang to lie 2.
Whoa. Yep. Hard. Gotta go.
Bang 1, bang 2. But unfortunately, that yellow will spill out of the house, and we may be on a one-way train to Blanksville here.
Boy, there were a lot of rocks
Yeah.
in play a bit ago.
I remember those days, Kevin. Those halcyon days when all the rocks were in play. I think I just wrote Bob Dylan's next song right there.
I like board weight.
Yeah, me too.
So here we go. It's not completely a guaranteed blank because that yellow corner guard is in play for Mouat. So Team Jacobs will want to... Are they trying to get behind it here, Kevin?
No, definitely not. Trying to roll into the house, but roll further into the house. If you go right directly behind, it'll set up a freeze or play in front of the tee, would make it difficult for Team Jacobs.
Keep going.
Trying to curl it to get that roll.
Any roll. Go.
And they will not get the roll they wanted. So you have to think, Kevin, this actually sets up pretty nicely for Bruce Mouat. Has a chance to come around this corner and maybe get to backing if he had to as well.
If it's hanging out, let us know and we'll take it right back. Where did you give me ice in the first end?
So you heard them talking about where to put this rock. If we're going to hang in the open at all, we'll freeze to the red one. Otherwise, let's stay in front of the tee.
That'll be close.
15.5 are good here.
Top
So
four.
Grant Hardy
T-line.
looking to draw behind the corner guard here.
Yep.
Try and
Line
set up
only
a
to
2.
start.
Line only. Line. Back tee. Tee line. Line only. Really close.
We're close for weight, just a hair heavy.
No, can't go.
Whoa. Top 4. Yep.
Going to be shot stone in front of the tee.
Back tee.
Does go a little deep. Does open up a freeze opportunity here.
Still nice shot from Grant Hardy there. We've seen on this sheet, not easy to come off of the center line. It is a little bit quicker, and we've seen teams struggle with it. So that was good knowledge of the spot from Grant Hardy there.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. We can't follow the rock they throw.
So for Jacobs here, Kevin, I'm guessing he's trying to freeze close to the nose.
Close to the nose, making sure of a bit of an angle.
So it's top button is what is
Her top button weight, so just
Good
right to the
speed.
tee line.
Brad Jacobs' first rock here in the third end. Looking for a freeze on the Mouat counter in the rings.
Lots of line right now. Too much line right now.
Line's good.
Line's close. Little bit of room.
No bounce on this line. Line's good. Line's good. Little bit of Can't bounce. Can't bounce. Can't bounce on this line. Can't bounce.
Can't be heavy here.
Edge? A little bit? Nope.
No, you can't. Sit.
Okay, Brad. Good throw. Good throw.
So it just
Seems
doesn't
to be
curl
almost,
quite as much as Brad Jacobs wanted
I
it
was
to.
thinking
And
go a hair high and sit on the nose of it and just push the
this
yellow.
is looking
half
like a
stone.
decent opportunity for 2 here for Mouat.
Do you not think I can make this? Maybe actually.
I think you can. I think we throw it away. If we're not liking it, we could just.
Thinking if they could get to the inside.
Backline.
Oh, that's
Hey, you're
tough.
pretty
You've gotta
tight
get
eyes and hammy
very
over.
close to the guard.
We know it curls though, Kevin.
Yeah, you can see all of it, but that's all. So you need a little bit of curl past the guard to make this shot.
Okay, just over buried an inch.
This is one of those where the degree of difficulty is so much higher than it looks. You got to throw just the perfect amount of weight and just get by that corner guard. So Bruce Mouat's first here in the third end, trying to score 2 with hammer.
Weight's good.
Real nice weight.
Weight's good.
No. Bobby?
Curl. Curl.
Looks like it needs to move here. Bobby Lammy really getting on it hard here. Can he drag it over? Can he drag it over? Not a bad shot from Bruce. He's only lying 1. I think he is lying 1. Tough to tell from that angle, but it's really close.
I know it's close.
It looks really close, doesn't it?
My initial thought was Mouat was lying 1 for sure, but now that I'm looking at it here, it's tough. And just hearing the players standing right over top of the rocks saying that they're not sure either.
Actually, my first thought was red. Not sure. No, it's this yellow.
So does this change your call at all, Kevin, not knowing which one is shot rock?
No, you're right. You're right. It's a challenging shot.
Yes,
Yeah.
it certainly could. You could play that same in-turn corner freeze and try to bump the yellow an inch, and then it secures the thought of you having 2.
That's definitely the shot. That's the other shot.
Well, what if we just get to nose?
Well, that's the shot. Nose is great. It's just anywhere high is obviously not ideal. But if we get to nose, it's perfect.
So I guess the risk here for Brad, Kevin, is if he, as Mark says, if he comes a little heavy and hits it a little off nose, he maybe opens up a double for 3 potentially for Mouat. Is that what they're discussing?
Yeah, if it's slightly off and doesn't tick the yellow and goes through to the back red, then rolls over, yes, it would be a
the
double
weight
for
right, I
3.
think
So
this
this
is
has to
close.
be very close to the nose. And they can't see the nose. you can see 1 inch less than the nose.
So it's the final stone for Brad Jacobs here in the third end. Needs to make a very precise nose freeze tap to force Mouat to 1.
No.
So they're saying it's a little heavy out of the hand. Back line plus the call, which is more than they were looking for. And E.J. Harnden frantically trying to get this to curl. Can he get there? This is going to be a full takeout if they get it.
Wow.
And that's a pretty good plan B. Maybe he was trying that because there was more weight than I was expecting, Kevin, out of the hand. So was there a chance we missed a call there? I'm not sure.
No, he's trying to get to nose.
Okay.
And pretty much exactly what they did. A little bit of a bonus with we ticking the yellow
I was going to
over.
say, yeah, that was more what I was surprised about. But in any case, now Bruce Mouat all of a sudden drawing against 3. So fantastic shot from Brad Jacobs. And a great sweep by E.J. Harnden to get it there. So Bruce Mouat, final stone, third end. Needs a piece of the forefoot for one.
Take any off that, Bruce?
A wee bit. I tried to. Yeah.
And the sweepers think this one might be a little heavy. Both just straight backed and backed off.
I'd like.
Will this come down?
Should be okay now.
Needs to slow down a little bit.
Yeah, we're okay.
And it will. Little bit of panic in the broadcast booth, a little bit of panic for the sweepers, but that rock comes to rest on the button. So that'll score one for Bruce Mouat and tie up this final. It's the men's final at the Oakville Stu Sells Tankard. You're watching curling.com live from Oakville, Ontario.
I'm a little bit of a nerd when it comes to landscaping. I've studied soil down to the microbes. It's that level of detail I bring to my work and to my business. Straight lines and a healthy ecosystem is what I'm all about.
Northern Credit Union, a true partner, sweeping you to financial victory, keeping your dollars where they belong.
Running the sanctuary absolutely brings me peace. The work is 100% cathartic for me. You know, I find myself getting tied up in it and being busy, and then it's really nice just to sit, breathe in life, and it's beyond zen.
Here at Red Arena, we are trying to help people through equine therapy. Working with the veterans has been a very amazing experience. Our little motto that we always say is empowerment through horses. I love what I do. I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Northern Credit Union, a true partner, sweeping you to financial victory, keeping your dollars where they belong.
Running the sanctuary absolutely brings me peace. The work is 100% cathartic for me. You know, I find myself getting tied up in it and being busy, and then it's really nice just to sit, breathe in life, and it's beyond zen.
Northern Credit Union, a true partner, sweeping you to financial victory, keeping your dollars where they belong.
I'm a little bit of a nerd when it comes to landscaping. I've studied soil down to the microbes. It's that level of detail I bring to my work and to my business. Straight lines and a healthy ecosystem is what I'm all about.
Hello, folks, and welcome back to the Oakville Curling Club, home of the World Left-Handers and home of the Stu Sells Oakville Tankard. This is the men's final. Team Brad Jacobs playing Team Bruce Mouat. John Cullen alongside Kevin Martin on the call. The game tied 1-1. Jacobs in the third there, Kevin, looked like they were in a little bit of trouble at times, but a couple really nice shots from Mark Kennedy and Brad Jacobs got them out of it.
They actually were in a lot of trouble, even on Brad's last one. If that doesn't get to the nose, it's definitely a 2, but could have been a 3. So, no, they made a beautiful tap and forced Bruce to draw the button for his 1, which he, of course, did. So, tie game, even end, and all of a sudden, a bit of an advantage for Jacobs.
So we talked about the battle of the scoreboard, and Jacobs did exactly what they wanted to, forcing Bruce Mouat to a single in the third, which gives them a hammer in the fourth. And Bobby Lammy, I think this is the first draw he's thrown all game, and Might be just a shade heavy. No, that's really coming in there nicely, and what a great shot from Bobby Lammy.
Very good. Here's the battle of the angles again. Bobby Lammy's perfectly on a half stone. EJ will be asked to do the same thing in turnaround to try to freeze to half stone or a little less than half stone.
Line's good. Top four.
Line's good. Clean, yep.
Top four.
Up, yep.
I think you should copyright Battle of the Angles, Kev. Put that on a t-shirt.
We need a t-shirt for that.
Yeah, why not?
No bounce if you can. Line's getting real
Looks pretty good.
Looks really good. These are just two teams that are dialed in right now. Just draw weight perfect. You couldn't walk that down the ice any better.
And you see that if you draw a line through the middle of the red and the yellow, it just barely misses the red one. So it's a perfect angle.
Line chisel it again. Yeah, push that to here and push this one back.
Yeah, just push the red out of there.
Hack weight.
Not even.
You know you got the angle set up well when on second stones the whole team comes down to take a look. That's always a good sign if you're Jacobs.
Yeah.
Good in there, right on top of us. Yeah.
Don't hate that hack. Try and hit a thin quarter.
Trying to hit, they're thinking about trying to hit what they can see of the yellow stone that's in the top of the four. Can't see very much of it. Like a little bit, but
It's a nice hack. Huh? It's a nice hack.
Yeah.
12 seconds.
I can only see
12.
not even a quarter of it, but I guess, everybody's so exacting right now on this sheet.
When you're good, you're good. We saw this with Jacobs against Howard too. To us in commentary, we see this angle, we think, oh my gosh, that shot's not even there. And these guys just shrug their shoulders. Yeah, whatever. Okay, I'll go down and throw it. No problem. So Bobby Lammy, just a little hack weight jiggler, trying to move the stones around in the 4 foot.
Whoa. Clean. Whoa. Yep. Yep.
Trying to change the angle.
Yeah. Hard. Hard.
It's finishing. Need to get by.
You get just a little kiss, but they do get enough of that yellow, I think, Kevin, to push that red out into the open slightly.
Well, more importantly, yes, off the corner. Has
Yes.
moved it off the corner now, so not exactly perfect, but certainly
What if
better
you
than it
just played
was.
that shot but moved it a foot?
Move the yellow.
No, but move it with the red. Just bump it 1 foot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the play. I
So
think it's
in-turn
freeze,
bump
and then
with
we just
basically
move it ahead.
top 4 foot weight. Trying to bump the yellow in the open a bit so they can make the double on the next one and sit 3 reds kind of down the middle. So you can see how it's all about building on, as the end goes on, building the chessboard, getting your pieces set up properly.
Yeah, this is what makes our sport so special. Just being when it's being played at this top level, you just get to sit back and enjoy it and have great conversations about what you would do in this situation. And it's just, the building of the suspense all end is fantastic. And Ryan Harnden needs to get this one to curl. And I don't know if that's the best spot for that rock, but Mark didn't seem to hate it. What do you see there, Kevin?
No, it's not horrible because there's no run back double. The jam is on the yellow. And if this hit and roll is made, you're on the inside angle of the red. The yellows are gone. So it turned out not too bad. Obviously, would have loved to bump the yellow a touch further to set up a double possibility, but
Almost just hit nose and try and roll in just under.
It's probably going to leave my roll to the wing to sit to. Yeah.
Hack.
Hack's good. Hack
Yeah.
should be fine.
You need more than the 12 weight.
Yeah, hack should be good. Hit about half stone a hack. Thin, like half.
so does not want to make that red rock on the T line move though. Get to the inside enough to miss it.
Weight's good. Weight's good.
Grant Hardy with his first in the 4th. Here comes the power of Bobby Lammy trying to get that to curl, but now they need it straight, so it must be close. And that's about as good as you could do there, Kevin. Missed that one on the tee line, as you said, and rolls to set up a really nice angle for Mouat.
That three is springing out of there. Not sure we want that to happen.
Interesting
I still
end.
Like running it. I just
Wow.
don't know if I like a bomb. You know what I mean? It depends how you hit it. If you hit it really good, Mark, it's going to kind of stay there.
Yeah.
Just don't think you need a bomb, though, you know? Out turn.
Straight back on the yellow guard, I would imagine.
Almost the best shot is to pick that top one thin, right?
Yeah.
Whatever. It's our best. I think it's our best chance to score. Make some noise. You like that?
Yeah.
Is that my out turn?
Yeah.
So just off the nose, straight back, and get rid of the guard and 2 yellows, leaving only 1 yellow left in the house. There's quite a bit of action on that middle red. That's what they're worried about, is how far will it spin.
Yep. Whoa. Curl. Oh, that's really bad luck.
So wanting to pick that top yellow instead, just missed it. Ended up knocking out a red, so not what was wanted.
That's a tough one right there. Just missing that one by a hair.
Yeah.
And now Bruce
He's spinning them all
Mouat
over the
without
top,
hammer
like,
in
oh,
control
so
of this
thin, no.
fourth.
Can't get past because of the red. No, it's just coming into the pocket.
Mark Kennedy even said in the
guard,
hack,
this one?
Kevin, that if he just skinnied the top yellow, that would be the best possible result. And talk about just missing hitting it skinny.
But now, trouble. Trouble. How do you get out of this mess with...
Yeah, how do you score?
Right. Well, obviously that that corner guard is interesting. The red corner guard, that can be angled in at any point.
No, he's halfway, I think. Halfway tight. Weight's good. Line's good.
So just a guard here.
Halfway
with Grant
tight.
Hardy's second here in the fourth end.
Line's good. Halfway, 2/3 now. Bobby's now. 2/3. Oh, you've overcome. Pretty good.
That's got to stop.
Nice shot.
And it will.
You could run that on the nose.
Yeah, do you try the run? Oh, okay.
And I
Do you
guess
like
you're
running
hoping to
this
get rid of
yellow,
the
or would you
top
ever
one,
try to
this
run
one,
one of
and
your
this
reds
one?
now, or is that something you save for later?
Yeah, it's too soon to run the corner guard now. Right on the nose, and if you could ever tick the red, the rock in the top 8, if it could tick the red on the way by, that would get rid of 3 yellows, and red would be shot rock. That would be a really good result.
I like that. You like your out turn again, Mark?
No, I actually like the in turn.
Okay.
I think I could throw hard at the nose and.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Mark's lefty in turn, right on the nose.
Yep.
Ryan, EJ up.
Big shot here for Mark Kennedy. EJ Harnden trying to hold it straight.
That is exactly the call.
That is a really, really nice shot from Mark Kennedy to get Jacobs out of trouble there. Pulled out the release valve, and even Bruce Mouat has to chuckle a little bit at how well that one was made, although Bruce Mouat is still shot now.
Is it worth trying to roll in?
But if the worry for Bruce is if he noses out here, then it's a nose hit again, raised double. And completely out of trouble at that point for Team Jacobs. So for Bruce, he'd like to roll towards the center line a little bit and not leave it such a natural raised double. Hard to say natural raised double. It's not that easy.
Natural raise double, yeah.
Yeah,
It's just natural, Kevin. Just a natural raise double, you know. For these guys, it is kind of natural. So Bruce Mouat will need a roll here. Trying to lie to without hammer in the fourth.
Full hack. No then. No. Curl. Curl.
Trying to get a little roll maybe a foot or so towards the center line would be perfect. Yeah, just like that. Excellent.
Really nice shot from Bruce Mouat to lie 2.
What Bobby's looking at is if the run back is played right on the nose of the yellow, who would be shot?
Any weight that you can get to
It
the
looks
hole.
like red would be shot if a come around bump is made or the run back bump is made.
You're just like
Looks
back 12-ish kind of thing.
Back 8.
Back 8, try to get right on the nose of this yellow, and that they think will be shot stone.
Nose and be shot. Give me the 8, please, each.
So Mouat just needing to maybe roll a little bit further to prevent this from happening, but a bit of a break here for Brad Jacobs. He can just hit this Mouat counter on the nose and lie 1. It's his first shot here in the 4th end with hammer.
The downside is the rock he's trying to tap on the nose is almost completely buried. So he's got to get really close to the guard.
Whoa. Clean.
Whoa.
Whoa. Curl. Curl. Curl, curl, curl.
Curl, Ryan.
Curl, curl, curl.
That's starting to
Needs
move.
through that hole.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
And that is going to roll a bit too far, and I think it's Bruce Mouat lying 2 without hammer. Just couldn't get that rock to finish, and this looks like a really good steal opportunity for Mouat.
Yep, perfect.
If this is made perfect, half a rock in the top button, with the score being tied, you may see Brad Jacobs just play a draw to the face and give one. If this is perfect, it might be a guaranteed steal. I can't see Brad playing a run back against 3, and you might give up 2 or 3. So a really good chance here.
So Bruce Mouat with his final stone in the 4th end. He's got the drill out and looking to put the screws to Jacobs. Lying 2, trying to get a 3rd one buried for shot.
Don't want to touch it. No, we're
Sweepers
close.
think it's really heavy out of his hand,
It's close.
but we have seen rocks slow down as they get closer to the center.
It's close.
Bobby Lammy
close.
thinks it's close.
Hammy.
The line looks pretty good.
Easy, 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 easy. Stay with it.
Wanting this top button.
Yep. Whoa, whoa. Hard, Hammy.
Half a rock in the top button.
Good shot.
Pretty good.
How's that? Not bad at all from Bruce Mouat. Lying 3 without hammer. And Brad Jacobs is going to have a decision to make.
Now, there's no draw into the button for 1.
You know, score. Well, it runs the only score, but I think.
Well, I think this is
Yeah, I
close to
agree.
a score.
I agree for sure.
And if it's in here and we give
You
them
got
a
it.
steal,
It's
then
you're down 1. That's fine. Yeah, I think you can make that. Yeah. Okay.
try that.
So Brad thinks there's enough daylight between this port and around that yellow counter to get 1. But as we heard there, Kevin, if he just gets in the vicinity and cuts Mouat down, which is exactly what you said, if he cuts him down to 1, that's not a terrible scenario either.
He won't be trying too hard for this.
No.
Like, be close and hope it just sneaks by. You get 1, great. But even if you give 1,
you just can't give more than 1 here. That's
Correct.
really the goal for Brad Jacobs. So final stone, 4th end. Brad Jacobs with hammer, facing 3 Bruce Mouat counters.
Where? Where? How heavy? Clean. Yep. Yep.
The line looks pretty good.
Give him 1. Just get through the hole.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's good.
And that makes sense.
Brad throws it a little heavy and doesn't quite get his 1 there, but he does hold Mouat to 1 after a fantastic end by the Scottish champion. So a huge steal for Bruce Mouat here in the 4th. They're going to take a 2-1 lead into the 5th when we come back. You're watching curling.com live from the Oakville Stu Sells Tankard.
Hey guys, welcome to the Stu Sells team's brand new listing. And this place is gonna blow your mind. This is executive townhouse living at its best. We have this condo townhouse. We have 3 bedrooms. On the top floor is a whole master retreat, 2 double closets, separate bathroom, bathtub, walk-in shower, rain head, ginormous master bedroom, big enough for king and tons of stuff up there. Then on the second floor, we have 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, great for a young family, small family, 2 kids, or if you want a home office, perfect. And then check out this amazing entertainment space. We've got this gorgeous kitchen, this bar. You can drink some wine, cut some food, cook, talk to your friends, and get along with this cool faux brick. This faux brick is throughout the whole place. It's super cool. We've got a great family room in the basement with another 2-piece, single car garage. This is a perfect starter home. We're in the Upper Beaches region, and you know what? There's so much close by. I walk over the bridge, Main Street, TTC, Main Street GO Station, Ted Reeve Arena, Community Center, daycare, an amazing coffee shop right across the street, kids park right at the corner with a water splash pad. Like, this is a great location. So look, go to StuSells.ca, see all the photos, the virtual tour, and give me Stu a call and come for a private showing.
Here at Red Arena, we are trying to help people through equine therapy. Working with the veterans has been a very amazing experience. Our little motto that we always say is empowerment through horses. I love what I do. I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Running the sanctuary absolutely brings me peace. The work is 100% cathartic for me. You know, I find myself getting tied up in it and being busy, and then it's really nice just to sit, breathe in life, and it's beyond zen.
Hello, folks, and welcome back to the continuing coverage of the Stu Sells Oakville Tankard, live from Oakville, Ontario. You're watching curling.com and sportsnet.ca's presentation of this game between Team Brad Jacobs and Team Bruce Mouat. A good look at the skips there, and it's been a very close game so far. John Cullen alongside Kevin Martin. We're at the halfway point. Bruce Mouat with a key steal in the 4th end, and that puts them up 2-1. And Kevin, we were talking at the break. You were saying that right now, given the scoreboard, you'd maybe favor Mouat. Would you favor them based on the way the teams are playing as well?
Well, they're both playing very, very well, but just because you are one up, you're winning, and if you could ever force in force 1 in 5, you've got 2 hammers to 1, 3 ends to go, then you definitely have an advantage. If Team Jacobs could blank this end or get a deuce, it switches. It switches, and that's the fun part too, is it'll take a good end for Team Jacobs to grab 2 points, but that would change everything.
So obviously very close game. You're watching the 2A qualifiers here in this event. So what that means is you're watching 2 undefeated teams play. Both teams ran through this event 5-0 and trying to make it a perfect 6 here. And speaking of being perfect, Brad Jacobs perfect on the year, looking for his 13th straight win. all at the Oakville Curling Club. They won the Labor Day Classic last weekend and looking to make it a double here in Oakville. But Bruce Mouat hoping to play spoiler, and they're playing fantastic so far.
Trying to get a little inside roll here. Looks pretty good.
Looks very good, and to just kiss that yellow one also behind the guard, that is a sweet shot from Bobby Lammy, who's having just another fantastic game.
This way, if that sticks. Cross it just a hair.
So EJ Harnden with hammer running his own back, or sorry, running the Mouat rocks back into two Mouat rocks in the house. Not an ideal position with hammer. Speaks to how well Mouat's been playing so far. Mark Kennedy trying to get this to curl. And that's a great shot from EJ Harnden, making two of the yellows disappear.
And rolled the other yellow into the open.
4 half out. Yeah.
Now, I suppose if you're Mouat, Kevin, you can't really peel the center because of the corner guard. Is that right?
You definitely wouldn't want to get rid of the center guard. Nope. You've got to come into the top 4, leaving maybe a little open on Bruce's side, so there's no double on the open yellow. But somewhere top 8's good, top 4 showing a little. Probably see another run back of the guard if this is made perfectly.
Line's narrow. Line's narrow. Okay.
This looks good line-wise, certainly by.
All right, bite the forefoot. Bite the forefoot on this line.
And that's because it's a little bit tighter than they wanted. It's not going to sit out in the open, so they don't want it too deep and decrease the angle for the double. So we're just, I know it's not very much, but that's the difference between the top teams and not, is seeing that rock. Okay, it's a little bit tighter line than we want, guys. We can't afford to go deep. We got to leave it a little bit shorter, otherwise the angles don't work out as well. So the straight back.
Yeah, to steal a football term, you're sometimes calling an audible when you're the skip, and that's what you kind of have to do. You have to know all the different places that you could end up in the house and knowing where to go based on how much weight you have. Mark Kennedy looking for a straight back run back, and it will just come off the center at the end. So that will roll into the open, and Mouat will once again have the chance to lie two.
Nose is okay.
You could hear Mark not happy with that result. He was hoping to run it back and stick it buried, and just didn't quite. Ended up just off angle ever so slightly. Well, Bruce is having a look to see if this is a nose hit. Is there a double off the other? And there might be. It's close. The center guard might be in the way.
Yeah, we are body. No. Solid attack. Clean.
Always love the Scottish call of body out of weight. This might be known as board weight to Canadians and Americans watching this, but love it. Love to hear it out on the ice, and that's a great shot from Grant Hardy as well.
I don't see the double.
So Mouat lying two, and
how much do you have to hit to make it?
Team Jacobs with the hammer trying to find a way to manufacture a deuce.
This is what Bruce was looking at. If we nose it over here, is there a double?
Yeah, I think we're just playing a hit and roll.
And it's just not really room past that center guard. It's probably possible,
I could hit half
but you'd
of
have
the
to
yellow.
just hair by.
Yeah, it is.
Well, and if you ever miss and tick the guard, really opens up Mouat to force you, and certainly don't want that.
Could play the hit and roll corner freeze.
Like for you to go into here and move that, and then he rolls back in.
Yeah.
I like the hit and roll. I think you're throwing like a hack mark.
Okay. I guess I got some.
Hit and roll behind the center. Okay.
Buried behind ours.
That's fine.
Right. Hack.
Yeah.
It'll curl.
So just a hack weight hit here for Mark.
Yep.
Yes. Whoa.
Needs a roll.
Whoa.
Whoa. Curl.
It's close.
Whoa.
Easy.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
And that's an absolute gem from Mark Kennedy.
What?
Rolls buried behind the center guard right beside that Mouat stone.
Great shooting by both teams.
Yeah, it looks like the way that that rolled, Kevin, too, it makes that Mouat tap up not that easy.
I mean, you could just tap the yellow in the nose, I guess. Yeah.
Tap on the nose could be a double and roll another one behind. Could set up for a 3-ender all of a sudden. That's fascinating.
I'm fascinated, yeah.
Hair inside.
Oh, going for the straight back double now.
Don't see much else.
Okay.
Yeah, like we said, Kevin, if there was maybe an angle to tap that yellow to the button, we might have seen Bruce Mouat go for that. But where Mark Kennedy's rock rolled, there just really isn't a great angle for Mouat, and he feels like this is his only shot. Of course, there is some risk here. If you stick the red, or God forbid, you jam the yellow, you bring a multiple score into play for Team Jacobs. So big shot here for Bruce Mouat, his first in the fifth.
Trying to get just across the inside to make the double on the Reds and maybe roll to a guard on his rock in the house. Trying to make it curl.
And it will not. So Mouat sticks it. And Brad Jacobs lying one here with 2 rocks still to come.
Probably got to do this. Right?
Same situation. If this rolls buried, is there a double? Would it be a raised double?
He rolls under.
Would you ever roll behind the corner guard here, Kevin?
Well, you could, but the problem is if the roll is made behind the center, it would be shot stone.
Right.
Okay,
but if you roll to the center line, it blocks that shot
under,
for Bruce.
we don't have a shot for 2.
So, Mark, my only thing is we have to roll in. Can we roll? I think we're kind of hoping that our red is going to be in the way from a roll back underneath, right? Right. We don't know the answer to that one. We're hoping.
I think we're trying to make the roll under, right?
It's pretty close. Yep.
Just hack?
Yep. Hack.
Roll in here.
Yep. It's going to be real close, Mark. We're hoping that the shooter is in the way of the roll.
Yeah, I mean, he might be throwing a howitzer to get rid of it.
And that's fine.
Yeah. Let's make the roll. Let's make him make something.
So the conversation just about what they might leave Mouat on his last one.
Right here. And then if he makes a perfect roll under, you might have the shot for 2.
And they know with the way that Mouat's throwing, he can make just about anything. So that's why these conversations maybe take a little longer.
Okay, sounds good. Hack.
So just a hack weight hit and roll for Brad Jacobs. He's down 1 here, playing the 5th end. And this is his first.
Whoa, easy.
Trying to roll at least a piece underneath the guard.
Whoa, clean. Clean, curl.
Trying to get a little roll here.
Needs the roll.
Not bad, Brad.
Doesn't get it. And that will leave a hit and roll under for Bruce Mouat. And he could lie shot here too.
I like it. Looks like an easy hack to me. Not got a ton of room.
Try to roll it right underneath, and it may force Brad Jacobs into a slash for a blank.
12 seconds.
If this is made perfect, it would be like a third rock
Yeah, if you're
slash for
in
a
shot
blank.
the other side, Grant, it's really hard for 2. Maybe play the shot for a blank, but.
Is there an echo in here? So Bruce Mouat's final stone here in the 5th end. Needing a hit and roll.
Nice hack. Just hack.
And Hammy McMillan on it right away. They think Bruce might have floated this one a little bit. Needs it to curl.
It's trying, though.
It is trying. And it is there.
Try. Pretty good.
gets behind the center guard, and now Jacobs will have a choice. I don't know if he can see enough. It looks like he can since he's already putting the broom down here.
You can see a good half, about a half. So this is certainly makeable. Hack weight shot for two. Big chance here. Bruce just had to roll another couple of inches to take this away.
So a huge shot here for Brad Jacobs, down one with hammer in the fifth. He's got a hack weight come around takeout for two, and this would turn the game on its head if he could make it. Calling heavy out of the hand.
Clean. Yep. Whoa. Curl. Curl.
Now wanting this finish to hit it enough to get the two.
Need Ryan Harnden to bring it over. Will it sit down? Yes, you do. How about two? Brad Jacobs taking a 3-2 lead. What a fantastic shot to end the fifth end. You're watching the Oakville Stu Sells Tankard men's final, and we've got a dandy. Brad Jacobs up by one, but Bruce Mouat with hammer playing the sixth when we return.
Here at Red Arena, we are trying to help people through equine therapy. Working with the veterans has been a very amazing experience. Our little motto that we always say is empowerment through horses. I love what I do. I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Running the sanctuary absolutely brings me peace. The work is 100% cathartic for me. You know, I find myself getting tied up in it and being busy, and then it's really nice just to sit, breathe in life, and it's beyond zen.
Northern Credit Union, a true partner, sweeping you to financial victory, keeping your dollars where they belong.
I'm a little bit of a nerd when it comes to landscaping. I've studied soil down to the microbes. It's that level of detail I bring to my work and to my business. Straight lines and a healthy ecosystem is what I'm all about.
Hello, folks, and welcome back to the Oakville Curling Club, home of the Oakville Stu Sells Tankard. You're watching the men's final. John Cullen alongside Kevin Martin, and this has been an absolute dandy. World number 1, Team Brad Jacobs against world number 5, Team Bruce Mouat. An extremely tight back-and-forth game. Brad Jacobs picking up 2 in the 5th to take the 3-2 lead. Bruce Mouat will have hammer here in the 6th, and Kevin, not an understatement to say a massive 2 points for Brad Jacobs in the last end.
Yeah, you know what? It looked like Bruce Mouat had the momentum on their side, but all of a sudden, here's that change we were talking about last end, that it would be possible to get a big 2 points here, and they managed to pull it out with a great out-turn tap on Brad's last one. So now it changes the other way. Right now, Jacobs has a better chance of winning this game. But Mouat having hammer in 6, if he could score 2 here, he'd be 1 up with 1 hammer each. This is a huge end for both teams.
No question. We've talked all weekend about the importance of the 6th end, and Mouat having hammer in the 6th does potentially give him that little extra control, getting 2 hammers to Jacobs 1. As you suggest, Kevin, it's It's going to be a dandy. And speaking of things that are dandy, your podcast, Inside Curling, has been a real boon to the curling community over the last year or so that it's been going. Obviously, you have lots of fans. We've gotten tons of questions this weekend about when the podcast is returning. Of course, that's your Sportsnet podcast with Warren Hansen and Jungle Jim Jerome. So do you have some information about the fans about when that's coming back and maybe some of the things that you guys are going to be talking about once it does?
Yeah, there's so much going on in curling, and we'll be back at the end of September. And, of course, we've had Mark Kennedy on the show before. We've had Bruce Mouat on the show before, so we had lots of fun. And there's so much to talk about when it comes to an Olympic year. That's the big thing this year, and lineups, how people are playing, where they fit. Like right now, of course, these two teams are incredible right now. And as we go forward, other teams will come on and other teams will drop off, and all of that discussion. Of course, the rule changes that the World Curling Federation just came out with in the last few days, and all these types of things we talk about on the podcast. We get right into the background of our sport. There's no question, behind the scenes.
Well, and I think, people obviously very familiar with yourself as an Olympic champion, as we said earlier, 18-time Grand Slam champion, world champion. You've really done it all in the game. And, of course, Warren Hansen, the former president of the Canadian Curling Association, now known as Curling Canada. And as you said, you have great guests as well. So it really is unparalleled insight into the game. And I know everybody's thrilled to have the podcast back at the end of September. So make sure you check that out wherever you get your podcasts or at sportsnet.ca. And so far this end looking like not too bad of a setup for Brad Jacobs, I think we could say, Kevin.
So far, but
how things can change.
Well, it's just everybody's making so many shots. So this is a hard run back double just off the nose and rolls to the center line.
Well, yep. Hard.
That's got to get out of the house. Ryan Harnden really trying to get it there. It'll just hang on, but still a great shot from E.J. Harnden, and Brad Jacobs lies too.
Great shot, but a bit of a break for Bruce Mouat now. That matters. That little kicker on the side here. That could be the second point.
Or this way, through the hole. Oh. Think you can curl to there? Probably just, yeah. Okay. Like that.
So they're calling the draw for Bobby Lammy. You like this call, Kevin?
Sure. I don't think I really had a preference in turn or out turn around the guards. I think they're both good results. Just have to make the shot. Decided to go with the out turn. Not a lot of ice with the incredible amount of rotation the Scottish guys put on the rock. The rock tends to almost skid for the first half of the sheet or even a little bit more and then starts to take the curl, whereas a rock with less rotation will tend to curl a little bit earlier. So it hasn't started curl yet.
Have to curl. Curl, Javi.
Yeah, I think
it's just really taking its time.
Yeah, and it gets a little kiss.
Keep going.
And that little kiss is not something that we miss. That is a beautiful shot by Bobby Lammy, just getting that little kiss off the guard and getting buried. And to go back to what you were saying about the rotation,
but I don't know if I can follow that.
Something we've been tracking here as we've been watching these draws, and I think for a long time, Kevin, we just sort of thought that, well, you throw 3.5 to 5 rotations and that gets the job done. And now with all the studies being done into our game and the physics of our game, it certainly seems now that different teams are experimenting with a different amount of rotation, and we've seen that from the Scottish team. They seem to throw quite a bit more than some of the other teams.
Yeah, and we always questioned, or at least a lot of us questioned, how much rotation Rachel Holman put on her rocks early, and so they kind of pioneered that extra rotation, and it worked very well for them. Obviously works very well for Bruce Mouat and company as well. So it's going to be interesting studies as you're talking about. There'll be a lot of people looking at this exact scenario going forward.
Oh, you can definitely freeze this one.
Oh, then I think that's the shot, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's the shot.
Okay.
That's certainly what I was seeing was the
I can definitely give you a
it'll be
little
Mark's
bit of rotation.
in turn.
Speeds.
lefty in turn in there. Corner freeze.
Speed's good.
You can see Brad Jacobs and Bruce Mouat enjoying a chat behind the hack, and that's one of the great things about our sport. And two guys who are just great guys if you get to know them and have a chat with them in a curling club bar or a patch situation. Just two excellent ambassadors for the game and enjoying this really close game themselves. These games are just so much fun to be in as a player, and a lot of made shots and a lot of great thoughts as well from both teams. Mark Kennedy looking for the freeze here on the Bruce Mouat shot stone, and this looks like it might be a little heavy. It's really curling in there at the end, but just bounces off, and that's a pretty big miss from Mark Kennedy.
You're just playing like a backline back eight.
It really is. Chance to roll underneath.
It's actually quite nice.
That
to
could
keep
cost
back
at
eight,
least
probably.
2, but
In case they fire
3 is
up.
on the table if this
Brandon.
roll is made perfect.
This is real straight for until the hog line down here. Yep.
Needs to roll though. A nose hit here and the slash pocket double would be almost a gimme if this is nose hit. So needs to roll.
12.
Clean.
Dead
Bob.
back.
Bobby. Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Curl.
So looking for a roll inside here is Grant Hardy.
Looks good.
Looks really good.
That's good there. Nice shot.
And in the words of Michael Scott, my how the turntables have turned. We were talking about this a few shots ago, Kevin. It was looking like a nice setup for Brad Jacobs, and just like that, now Bruce Mouat looking really good with the hammer here in 6.
What are you seeing?
Well, I'll tell you what I'm hoping is
Hit what I can see. It might go over the top of the red, eh?
it might, and it might clip that. Hard to say. It might.
Either
Seeing
way, I
anything
think it's,
else?
No.
I like that, Mark.
Yeah, it at least spills things around a bit.
So red onto yellow and hope it doesn't straight jam. Oh, actually going. Try to hit what you can see of the yellow. Wow. Can't see much.
This is a tricky one here for Mark Kennedy, no question. And we've seen a few of these calls where you just can't see much of the rock and you just have to try to hit what you can see. And in this case, you can't see a whole lot. So Mark Kennedy trying to navigate a very tight port for a double. EJ Harnden on it right away.
Back a little.
Spin. Go, Brad. Go. Go. Keep going.
Oh my, what a shot from Mark Kennedy.
We
Now
showed
it's
one.
still live shot,
out
but they
front
get
row
both
again.
of those out of the
Think so.
4-foot, and what a fantastic shot by Mark there.
Well, yes, it really was. We couldn't see much of it.
Barely see any of it.
That's why I thought it was going to be an angle on the red one because the yellow was pretty much fully buried. But Mark hit quite a lot of it. Great shot.
Yeah.
Huh?
And
Probably.
we've mentioned this before, Kevin, not for the first time over the course of the weekend, but really is a testament to how good the ice is that you could make those types of shots.
Okay. You're trying to make that.
Try to make that double.
Okay.
I think so.
But, I
Because
mean,
surely if we make that, they just throw one here. Can't get rid of it.
Unless we have the enough of our own, but
Well,
yeah. I think we're only after 2.
yeah, 2's good to me.
Yeah.
No. Well, he makes the freeze, and it's going to be a hard 2. Yeah. Very, very hard 2.
Okay.
I'm okay. I'm actually
Make
okay
that.
with that.
If you could ever make the double with soft weight, that'd be incredible. And sit 3.
Well, it seems, Kevin, that that's kind of what they're talking about, trying to find a way to bring that yellow
It's
in
either that or we
the
just go
12-foot
here
into play.
What angle do you think goes onto that? Or third.
Third. In quarter.
Try and hit half.
Hit half, you're good.
And they can see more than half.
Hit
So
half
Just
foot close to the
slightly.
double.
Just slightly more than half.
Yep,
okay, so lightweight,
I think so too. Yep.
soft double to sit. Hard to say. 1, maybe 2, maybe 3.
So Grant Hardy looking for the Rick Folk special.
Weight's good.
The 8-foot bumper weight double.
Curl.
Weight's really good.
Bobby Lammy trying to make this curl almost right away.
This needs to curl a lot, though.
It does.
That would be the quarter they're talking about.
Okay.
Oof. So not a great shot from Grant Hardy. A rare misstep from Team Mouat. That leaves Team Brad Jacobs sitting 2 now, but both are behind the tee line.
It's dead buried.
So get it dead buried.
White 4.
Put some pressure on.
Gage, I'll take the 4 rock, please. Thanks.
So we've heard from both of these teams, and in some of the other games we've covered, Kevin, it seems the teams, having played on sheet 3, both of these teams have played on it just today, seem to have a preference for rocks. Maybe that means one rock is maybe a little faster than the other, or one rock's maybe curling more than another. Is that kind of what we're hearing when we hear them be selective about which rock they want for which shot?
Absolutely, and this is the 4 rock. So usually seconds would throw the 4 rock, but there's something about it that Brad really likes, so he's decided to throw. This is a very important shot in this game, so it's got to be the one that he really, really likes. Make sure he makes his shot.
Clean. Line's great. A little bit of room, but line will be good.
So sitting 2 without hammer, Brad Jacobs looking to put a third in the house.
You want to be dead buried.
EJ. It's definitely EJ.
Definitely
Easy. Easy.
No freeze. Yep. Finish it.
Yep.
Good. Great.
Well, that's a really nice shot from Brad.
It's completely under.
Blowing is there on the out.
Is it? It's tough to make him miss a shot. That's it.
Boy, well placed.
Could just try and make sure we score.
You can maybe play the in turn, just tap it to back button,
Should I
so then
try
it's
this?
kind of open.
Just move that to there.
One of these.
You could make the raise
Just
back
roll
and get
into
rid
the
of
dart
3
there.
reds, but there'd still be 1 tucked around the corner. I don't think you could make the run triple.
Not a lot. This?
Yeah, I think it owns a dead face.
I think you'd only try the run triple if
Dead
this
pace.
was the last
Nope.
shot in the
Not
8th
much.
end and you needed both of those yellows to count.
So we're buried a quarter
Try and
stone.
soft it a wee bit.
I want to do it now.
Kick because I think we have to. Don't see what else we have, Grant.
I mean, we could throw it in the out. We don't have to set shot. Just bump it a couple inches. So then we have the in-turn tap. He can't guard both.
I like that call a lot. So what they're talking about is maybe just bump it a little bit. So stay on
Even
about
just-
half
even just
rock,
bump
bump
it a
it back
couple
about a
inches.
foot. Now you've got the out-turn tap or the in-turn
That's
tap
our best chance of scoring.
for 2. Just try to bump this back a little bit. Decide to go with the out-turn, but same scenario. Can't block them both. Great call.
Tight ice.
Yep,
I think that was hammy.
15.5.
Dad's a long time skip and showing a bit of a skip's brain there, Hammy McMillan. So Bruce Mouat with his first in the 6th with hammer and facing
Back 4.
3 Jacobs counters, trying
Back
to
4.
get
Little
one
heavy.
in
Oh, weight's good. Yep.
to a nice position.
Real good weight. Back knee. Whoa. Back knee.
Everything looks good here. Line looks good. Just trying to bump this a few, maybe a foot. A foot would be
Gotta
perfect.
get it by that guard, and they do.
Bump it
Now
a foot.
Can they finish it? just a little too much weight from Bruce Mouat, looking for a freeze tap, and it just didn't quite get the curl that it needed. And so Brad Jacobs is going to have an open hit to lie 4.
Problem with that shot was, to your point, just a touch heavy. It is actually about the right weight, but you need to be a little lighter so that you can get by, and then let Bobby curve it in there. But he couldn't because it was a bit heavy, so he was in kind of a no man's land.
Well, and we know from all the draws we've watched this tournament that ice is so weight sensitive. So if you're even a little bit more than you want to throw out of the hand, it might just not react the way you wanted to. And that's what we saw from Mouat. So this is a huge opportunity for Brad Jacobs. Hit this, get a little roll, and lie 4, and really put some pressure on Bruce Mouat with the hammer.
Easy. Easy. Clean.
Clean, yep.
No.
Oh.
No. Curl. Has to curl.
Trying to get near the nose.
Go, 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 go. Oh. Roll it then. No, okay, that's safe. That's good.
As Mark said, that's the safe option, but it will give Mouat an out. But Brad Jacobs sitting 4.
Okay. I'd say the heavy draw in here looks the easiest to me. Yeah. Because you can nose it and you get it, don't you? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So he thought about the draw, but thought about the out-turn draw, but Bruce Mouat settling for the in-turn tap.
Like this, Bruce? Yeah.
Needs to get to the nose and move the rock back about 2 feet to get 1. But facing 4 Jacobs counters, this is the most important shot of the game for Bruce Mouat so far.
Okay. Yeah. A couple feet more. Yeah. Okay.
Final stone.
Back 12. Just through.
That's plenty of weight. It's going to need to curl to get to the nose with that weight.
Bobby
Cannot afford to hit it on the outside.
All over this. Will he be able to get it there? He will. What a sweep from Bobby Lammy. Talk about a powerhouse. Phenomenal sweeping, making that shot for Bruce Mouat. So we've got a tie game heading into the 7th end. We are all knotted at 3. Brad Jacobs will have the hammer when we return. You're watching the Oakville Stu Sells Tankard live on curling.com.
Here at Red Arena, we are trying to help people through equine therapy. Working with the veterans has been a very amazing experience. Our little motto that we always say is empowerment through horses. I love what I do. I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Running the sanctuary absolutely brings me peace. The work is 100% cathartic for me. You know, I find myself getting tied up in it and being busy, and then it's really nice just to sit, breathe in life, and it's beyond zen.
Credit Union, a true partner, sweeping you to financial victory, keeping your dollars where they belong.
I'm a little bit of a nerd when it comes to landscaping. I've studied soil down to the microbes. It's that level of detail I bring to my work and to my business. Straight lines and a healthy ecosystem is what I'm all about.
Hello, folks, and welcome back to the Stu Sells Oakville Tankard, live from Oakville, Ontario. You're watching the men's final between Team Bruce Mouat and Team Brad Jacobs. John Cullen alongside Kevin Martin with the call. This has been a phenomenal game so far. Bruce Mouat facing 4 Brad Jacobs counters. He tried to press his luck, but Bobby Lammy helped him avoid that whammy. And he managed to tie it at 3 with some phenomenal sweeping. So we are playing 7. Brad Jacobs with hammer. And Kevin, I mean, what more can you say? This has been a phenomenal game.
It's had everything. Absolutely. They've had some big misses at inopportune times. And then the skips have come back to bail out the team. And then some great setup ends where the first 3 players have made everything. So it's just been wonderful. And it's tied up for good reason. 1 hammer each. This should be interesting.
Line only. We got T-line.
I think one thing I'm being reminded of, and I saw a couple people comment on this in the chat, I haven't really looked at the calendar or the clock much because it's been 12 draws in a row for me commentating, but this is September 13th. I don't think teams are supposed to play this well right now. I mean, this is also just phenomenal curling this early in the season from these 2 squads.
This has been very high percentage, and by these 2 teams for the whole event, actually. They've been sort of, it's fitting that these 2 teams are in the final because they've been the cream of the crop this week, and they've certainly put on a good battle here in the final so far.
Absolutely. So Ryan Harnden doesn't quite get his draw to finish, so Bobby Lammy will have a chance to get behind the guards that are out front.
Come around, even a little wiggle in off the red stone is fine.
Hard line. Where? Whoa, curl,
Looks like they might be a little light here.
Keep it curling.
And they are, so they're just trying to maybe line these guards up a little better.
We're just trying to not guard that red stone that's in the forefoot. Yeah, get that one out of the way. That was just a bit of a misstep, and we haven't seen many of them. So the pressure, of course, being in a final, all of a sudden, you know, the pressure's on.
Yeah, the Tankard is on the line here, and this is not a Grand Slam event, but a prestigious event nonetheless, Kevin. This Stu Sells Oakville Tankard event has been running now for quite a number of years and is a tournament that a lot of curlers circle on the calendar. It's how a lot of top teams start their season. And it's given how strong this field was and given the prestige of this tournament, this is certainly one that both of these teams would love to win.
Well, and just the momentum it gives you for the entire winter. If you can start out against when you're playing 2 of the best teams in the world playing each other, that's a really positive start for the winner. It's a big deal on an Olympic year.
Good for the back line, but
yeah, no question. These are both teams that have their sights set on the Olympics. Of course, Bruce Mouat representing Scotland there, and Brad Jacobs will try his best to do the same. He'll be playing in the trials in Saskatoon at the end of November. He's already secured his berth, along with John Epping, Brendan Botcher, Kevin Cooey, and Brad Gushu.
Whoa. Clean, curl, whoa, curl.
Trying to get to the nose.
Hard, Javi.
Or close to the nose. Rock is slightly buried. It's going to have to curl a little bit, hog line in to get to nose.
Keep going. Hard, Javi, hard.
And it just doesn't quite get there, so Jacobs looking set up pretty nicely here. You got 2 buried behind cover, and if you hit this, you lie 4.
3 of them buried if this is made rolling right to the center line.
Forward.
Yeah, maybe starting to see the body language shifting a little bit for Team Mouat. They, in the 6th end, had an opportunity early in the end. They were set up pretty well, and Brad Jacobs was able to turn it around on them, and Bruce Mouat had to make a tough shot facing 4, and you almost wonder if that's sort of bleeding into this end a little bit because Jacobs dominating this one early.
Keep going, Mark.
Trying to get the roll to the center line here.
Stay with the red. Stay with it. Go.
Oh, it does get underneath.
Oof. E.J. Harnden has just had an incredible game at second for Brad Jacobs.
Well, you mentioned that early, that watch the seconds because they're 2 of the best seconds in the game, and I think E.J. might be winning that today, and that's a lot to say because not often do you say that about Bobby Lammy, but I think EJ's got the better so far.
Hit what you see.
I would agree with that. Yep.
Probably just stuff in there.
Oh wait, hack.
But as you say, both playing extremely
It's like
well.
normal. Oh, okay.
So trying to hit what they can see of the red to move those rocks around in the middle. And maybe get one behind the button, which would be something to freeze to later.
Yep.
Can't see much of it around the long guard. Maybe an inch, maybe a thick inch.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
So big shot here for Grant Hardy.
Whoa, whoa.
Hit what you can see, and he just, oh my goodness. I mean, that is such an underratedly hard shot. I mean, he just skinnied that top yellow, then skinnies the yellow in the top 12, and makes an angle run double. I mean, Brad Jacobs still in control, but that is an end-saving shot from Grant Hardy there.
Half in the 4, bite the 4.
Okay, what's our speed here, guys?
Well, it puts a little bit of pressure now on Team Jacobs. This come around isn't made perfect all of a sudden. A nice freeze or a nice come around could change the end. So Mark Kennedy needs to put this one half a rock in the top 4 and at least half buried. Doesn't need to be fully buried, but needs to get half around.
Line's good, you got
That's what
room.
we want. Line's good.
Just for weight. Clean. Room. Line's good. Yep. Room. Clean. Yep. Line. Line.
So it's all about position here for Mark Kennedy, looking to be above that tee line.
Freeze it.
Just a half a rock in the top 4. Half a rock.
Good sweep, guys.
How's that?
Pretty good.
Yeah. Phenomenal shot. Again from Mark Kennedy, and I think he's had a great game, but a particularly good second half here, Kevin. He's really helped Team Jacobs get back after they were down 2-1 at the fourth end break.
Yeah, it's a good battle at third here too. Now, all the pressure's on Grant. Cannot afford to be a touch heavy and bounce out. Or that could almost end the game if this is missed heavy. A little bit light wouldn't be the end of the world, but you really need to make a good freeze here. A lot of pressure.
Yeah, you're almost running out of time, Kevin, if you're a little light here. So another huge pressure shot for Grant Hardy. His second in the seventh end, facing 3 Team Jacobs counters and looking for a freeze.
Line's great. Top 8. Line's really good.
Well, top 8's pretty good.
Hard line. Race good. Yep.
Wanting to lock this right on.
Gotta go wait. Hard line. Hard line. Right to it, Hammy.
Right to it.
That's a great shot.
I think far enough.
I think so too, yeah. It certainly looks like second shot to me. So really nice shot from Grant Hardy. And as you said, Kevin, that was the tolerance. If you couldn't get perfectly frozen, being a little bit in front of it was okay. And I think being second shot makes it additionally okay.
Oh, great shot. No problem. No, excellent. You could afford to be a smidgen light. You wouldn't want to be that much heavy, though, and bounce out.
At the moment.
So, well done. But now what?
My first thought was actually a guard on this.
That was kind of my first thought.
Because he's just coming and bumping.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, if he was to come down and try to bump, obviously we then have this red.
We do, or we just have the yellow double. Because he's not going to be able to get under. So he's going to roll just a little bit, and you would have a nose double to sit 4.
I hate for us to guard when he plays an offensive shot.
Yeah, and then what if we just tap our red? Move our red a couple inches to sit 2 and line it up to the button. That might not be a bad call. Like, I feel like he's got to be a little careful here to not leave you.
You're thinking this? You're thinking this? Yeah. I like that. We just have to be a little
Come here for a sec, though. Come here. This is the only thought if you make that good,
yeah,
and he comes down and bumps it, all of a sudden his yellow goes nowhere because this is in the way. Right now,
Well, but our red's going to be here. Oh, I see what you're
right,
saying.
but this 6
Yeah.
goes nowhere.
Yeah.
Right now, if he plays this bump
Yep.
and sits there, it's a nose hit to sit 4.
Well, he'll have to be careful, yeah.
So
what if we just go here? This side.
I think it would still be in the way.
What's in the way?
Well, if he plays the bump and lines it up onto it.
Yeah.
The 6 is always hard. So at EJ's point, I wonder if
Down in here?
That was my first thought.
Yeah.
To come around to the
I'm not
top
sure
4
the right
right
call, just
where the
throwing out
broom is right now.
We're hearing them talk a lot about the angles, Kevin. Just concerned about that yellow rock in the house, that if they come to the left side of the house, they might leave an opportunity for Mouat to get the yellow in a really good position.
No question. That was a good shot just made by Grant, being a smidgen light and not a smidgen heavy. Terrific spot. Makes you think.
Kind of on EJ's thinking and just, yeah, like, what if you just come down here and sit another one in here?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Go
Somewhere in that
for the
ballpark.
freeze.
Yeah, we don't have to get too cute. I like that.
Okay, so the marks in turn.
Yeah, okay. I like that.
Freeze, bump, an inch or two to be second shot.
Basically just freezing our red.
You like this call, Kevin?
I do. It's dangerous. If you ever bounced off it, could cause all kinds of hurt.
Okay with that?
But if it's made perfectly, it's a good call. I just thought the draw into the top 4 is a little easier, that's all.
So the tougher of the two options here for Mark Kennedy, looking to just freeze and maybe slightly bump his own in for second shot.
Line's good, just for weight. Yep. Line's good, yep, line. Rope. Rope. You got rope.
EJ Harnden on it.
Just clean. Easy.
Bump it 2 inches.
Yep.
Trying to bump it far enough to get
Hard for line.
second shot. I don't know if it's going to, though. I don't think so.
It's a little light, but now you've got Brad Jacobs lying 1, 3, 4, and 5. So maybe not the exact shot they wanted, but Bruce Mouat has to be a little careful here because those Jacobs rocks are starting to pile up.
Probably. Yeah, I would think so. Ideally, it would sit or skittle to here.
I think we still just get this in here. No wide.
Well, I'm thinking you just want to pump this to here. So if you're sitting here, that's coming off it and you've got a freeze.
Yeah.
Like just try and sit on this at back 8.
But even if we get rid of this and sit here, he needs to play on this. We've still got a draw, I think, too.
Yeah.
Still going to have an 8 to go.
I'm thinking backline. Try and get to here. Move this to here.
Certainly important to get that
Gotta make
shooter
sure you
out
get
of
that two
there.
back to you.
So it doesn't set up a double.
Okay. I have probably got about half.
You've got enough, yeah?
So another one of those hit what you can see, but you really can't see a whole lot. Kind of almost a similar shot to the one Grant Hardy played earlier, Kevin.
Same weight as his last one, the last end.
Yeah, you can see a quarter. So just trying to hit what you can see and roll. Make sure that shooter gets out of there, though. If it sticks around, that could cause big trouble.
Seems like it's almost impossible for it to stick around with how thin you're playing this yellow one in. Not sure. I guess it depends on the weight Mouat's throwing, but this is his first one. We're tied 3-3 in the 7th end, and another huge shot.
Fraction heavy. No, waist good. Waist nice.
And so he
Waist
is
good.
throwing a little less
Good
weight
for like
here.
a
Hammy
core.
McMillan on it
First.
right
Yep.
away. Just like a hack here.
Trying to hit a quarter. Looks pretty good, I think.
Looks really good. Might need to curl a little bit. The shooter is of no concern. And now Bruce Mouat lying second shot, but Jacobs still with 4 rocks in the house, including the first shot.
You have a play there.
Anything you do is just leaving him to draw.
So we got to draw first?
Unless you put it right here.
Careful.
Then I don't know what he does.
Well, he probably tries this in-turn right down onto us, eh?
Right, and then you got that for just only one. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You go right in here. Yeah. And if he makes a double, you definitely have a shot there for 2. Right? Right?
Yeah.
Like even if you're here and he makes the double, you just hit the 5 and it's at least 2. Maybe. Or you guard it right now.
Well, I don't know if I like the guard. I think, is this bad?
That's what I like.
No, he's just going to
even
cut
on
down
the
the
tee.
scoring area
Visit?
for the deuce.
Is this
right
bad?
on the tee.
He's got to guard that.
Lots of options.
He's got to.
Yeah, I guess if you double
if he doesn't make it
freeze
good,
on either side of that yellow, you've
got him coming and going.
Exactly, and it could be for a bundle.
Plan B, because I think we want to be here, right? So it's a jam.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, and then if we stop here, that's not the end of the world, boys.
Okay. Sounds good. I found the speed here pretty good, Brad.
Okay.
Well, they definitely explained everything nicely as to where the perfect location would be.
Yeah, I took a couple minutes off, did some breathing exercises, calmed myself down for these last 2 ends. I guess really this last end in a fifth.
We need 2 sweepers.
Yeah, I know.
So Ryan taking advantage of the strategy discussion. Classic lead move. Oh, my skip and third are going to take a while. I'll go to the washroom, take a little break. So Ryan's back, and Brad Jacobs looking for a draw. He's got the hammer, and he's lying 1, trying to get in and around that pile to lie 2. Big shot here in this 7th end.
Room.
Line's good.
You got room.
So just biting the top tee.
Close for line.
Try to get an inch buried.
Line's great.
Line's good. Bite the
Close for line.
Both the sweepers and Mark seem to like it, and now it is really diving.
Keep going, EJ.
Really diving. Can they finish it, though? Got to get there for second. And they do. Is there a double here, Kevin?
Oof. There certainly is a slash across the top.
Yeah.
But then your shooter rolls out, and the shot for a lot is there, three or four.
Or even just a hair high. Like roll an inch this way.
I'm more worried about him playing someone off this. Yeah.
Well, he can't throw a ton of weight at this, can he?
Yeah, he's got a thick half.
Yeah, but he's probably losing that. This one as well, maybe. It's maybe for 2. Plus, if you're here, I was going to say it might go back onto that.
I think we've just got to make this a hack and take our chances, yeah?
Yep. Okay, think so.
Think so?
Yep.
Right hack first, or do you like?
Yeah, wee bit more than what I just gave you.
So I guess the thought here, Kevin, is that they're playing maybe a little less weight than you would think on this double so that their yellow sort of sticks around and maybe prevents Jacobs from scoring that bundle. Is that right?
Yes, that's exactly right. This is a very difficult shot. You can only see half the rock, and of course half the rock jams all day. So you need quite a bit of curl past the guard to be able to get both rocks out of the 4-foot circle. So kind of hack, I think, is the call.
So final stone here for Bruce Mouat in the 7th end, facing 2 Brad Jacobs counters, looking for a soft weight double.
Cool. Hair light now. It's coming down.
This is really close to the guard. Gets it by. Can he get it by the top? He can. Oh, my. a little kiss, and Mouat ends up the shot stone, but do those reds line that yellow up through the hole? That's the question Brad Jacobs will be asking.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. There's a guard there.
But I don't know.
Wow. So a little bit fortunate there for Bruce Mouat. Takes a tiny kiss off the guard and ends up with shot stone.
It's not the end of the world.
Well, and this might stick there.
Where do you think this is going? Not that it really matters much, but
I don't think it really matters. I think we got to throw it hard and hit what we can see.
probably dragging right to here, but
that's certainly what I see.
I
It's going to drag because you're hitting across the top.
As long as we're not losing all our reds here, but I don't think we are.
So I guess the thought here, Kevin, is if you give up a steal of 1 and retain hammer into 8th, that's okay. That's why they're not just drawing for 1 here.
Might get lucky here.
Yeah, take the hammer home and try to win the game there. And of course, throw it hard and maybe,
who knows? Yep.
Maybe you can get it to bounce out. I think it drags pretty much onto the back red though. The one on the left is, as you look at the screen.
That's what all the players seem to think too, but hey, sometimes you got to throw them to find out. So don't blink. There's going to be a lot of granite on the move here. Can Brad Jacobs find a way to squeeze this yellow through the hole and pick up a bundle? This is his final stone in the 7th end.
Whoa, whoa, clean, straight, whoa, whoa, curl, 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 curl.
And just as everybody thought, it dragged onto those back reds. So a little bit of luck, but also a lot of bit of skill from Bruce Mouat to lie one and end up with the steal. So it's going to be 4-3. Bruce Mouat taking a 1-point lead into the final end here at the Stu Sells Oakville Tankard. Brad Jacobs will have the hammer when we come back live on curling.com.
Credit Union, a true partner, sweeping you to financial victory, keeping your dollars where they belong.
Here at Red Arena, we are trying to help people through equine therapy. Working with the veterans has been a very amazing experience. Our little motto that we always say is empowerment through horses. I love what I do. I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Running the sanctuary absolutely brings me peace. The work is 100% cathartic for me. You know, I find myself getting tied up in it and being busy, and then it's really nice just to sit, breathe in life, and it's beyond zen.
To landscaping. I've studied soil down to the microbes. It's that level of detail I bring to my work and to my business. Straight lines and a healthy ecosystem is what I'm all about.
Hello, folks, and welcome back to the Oakville Curling Club in Oakville, Ontario, site of the Oakville Stu Sells Tankard. You're watching the men's final live on curling.com and sportsnet.ca. John Cullen alongside Kevin Martin here, and we see our two skips, Brad Jacobs and Bruce Mouat, locked in a very tight battle. Mouat stealing in the 7th after a very nice last shot. And he has the 4-3 lead, but Brad Jacobs does have the hammer looking for 2 here in the final end. And this has really just been a phenomenal final, Kevin.
Oh, yes, it has. That's for sure. And last end, of course, Jacobs thought that Bruce was on the ropes big time, and Bruce ends up ticking, changing the angles, and the rock couldn't be removed. So some good fortune made it makes for a very, very exciting finish now.
Yeah, we've got 4 guards up in the front, which Brad Jacobs won't be too upset about, trying to get 2, but Bruce Mouat also wouldn't be too upset about that either, as he's looking to force Brad to 1, or better yet, steal the win. This has been 2 of the best teams all tournament. The 2 A qualifiers, both 5-0 coming into this game. And this game has been about as good as you'd expect from the world number 1 and the world number 5 doing battle.
Line's good.
So Bobby Lammy looking to come behind the diamond of guards in front of the house.
Mr. Curl! Grunt! Grunt! Mr. Curl, boys.
Line looks good. Wanting to stay in front of the tee.
Don't go back tee.
Don't go back tee. That's right. And it doesn't. Perfect shot.
I think you want to try to get one in here too. Top 8.
So Jacobs can't start peeling yet.
I don't think you'll see many peels, I don't
No,
think. Maybe
I don't
some
either.
run backs.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Sorry, yeah.
Got room.
When you've called 12 draws in a row, all the shots start to blend together.
Just for weight, boys.
We're all there.
The big part for Team Jacobs is that they have the angle raises on both sides. So at the end of this end, you've got both an in-turn and out-turn angle raised to do damage. So it's a pretty good situation early for Team Jacobs. Wants to freeze it exactly on it. Nicely done.
Very nice shot from E.J. Harnden, and we just keep saying good things about him, but he keeps making great shots. Just a very phenomenal game from the longtime second for Brad Jacobs.
Judge what? Line. Okay.
Throwing a guard, I believe. A guard on the guard.
Yeah.
And is that because of what you were talking about, Kevin, that he's trying to eliminate Brad having 2 ways in with his run backs?
Absolutely. It's a scary situation. Everybody's so good at running rocks back and with 2 options. So trying to take one of them away right now. Just a long, long, long guard.
Same. Line's good.
Line's perfect.
Line's good, boys. All yours.
Over and up.
Over and up. Line's good, boys. Line's good.
Longer the better.
Whoa.
Curl a wee bit, but that's fine.
That is such a difficult shot to throw. Just over the hog line. Leads tend to play that shot a lot when they're throwing the double centers. Seconds, not so much. So really well
We're
done.
seeing the double peel
Yeah.
on the yellows.
I think
Which
that's
ones, though? These 2 or
No,
these 2?
the center line ones. Yeah.
definitely something that, as a lead,
that's
I
what
know
we're
about my
seeing.
team. You
Okay,
think about the
that's
shots
what I
that
like too.
people seldom
Looks like
throw,
about,
and that's one a lot of curlers don't throw that often. Not something
half
you'd
is real
practice as
close,
much as
Steve.
other things.
Is
So,
it easier, thicker,
yeah,
or
great shot
thinner?
from Bobby Lammy.
EJ's wondering.
Whatever EJ's seeing. I think it's easier, thicker. Yeah, so that in that case.
So
like
looking for a
3/4,
double
just
peel
on
here
nose,
just
like
to get rid of some of that yellow granite in front of the house. As you said, Kevin, Brad Jacobs kind of set up nicely with 2 red corners. So if EJ can get rid of these yellows, it's going to look pretty nice for Jacobs.
Yep. Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Shooter.
Great shot, EJ.
Very
And
nice.
that's about as nice as you could make that. So EJ Harnden parks his car in the garage unless there's an extra end, and
Probably won it fairly
got
high.
all the
Grant, just
use
to
out of
make
that engine
run
today.
hard.
Been just a fantastic game for
Like
EJ.
halfway is good.
Well, it's going to come right down to it. There's no question about that. So a center line guard being thrown here.
Yeah, with Mouat being shot, Kevin, I can imagine that
Fairly tight.
guarding for them is never going to feel like a
Tight.
bad call.
Or a safe call.
Yes, precisely. Yeah, sometimes
Yeah.
better to be
Line's
safe than
never
sorry. My mom always told me.
Weight's all there. We're short, but it's really close.
Both of the sweepers are off it here, not even looking at it.
Wanting it to make sure it doesn't come into the house. It's not.
Good.
That's just fine.
Yeah.
Not bad.
I like how Hammy and Lammy kind of balance each other out. You know, Hammy
Are you seeing that yellow
sometimes
over here?
tends to get a little excited saying that was top 12. Bobby saying, no, we're close, we're okay, you know, and I love when front ends are able to have that discussion and work well together.
Whichever one, actually.
And they're two of the best for sure.
My only fear is that you'll make a good one, and then they'll be able to chase and roll.
That's why maybe you play it with hack and you roll the shooter to a usable spot.
Well,
yeah.
Maybe you just play that shot.
Maybe. I know what you're saying, because it looks like the red's going to squirt no matter what you do. EJ's point is maybe you play it on the thick side, but it's still squirting. My first thought is I'm seeing your shot. Over the top, roll here, and it might even be something we can use. And if I plant it, it's still pretty good.
It's not the easiest chase. I like that, but what kind of weight? Control?
My first thought was hack, so I'm okay with a board.
Okay.
Board and try to, even if you stick it.
So what does Brad mean there, Kevin, when he says it's not the easiest chase?
So yes, if this is made exactly the way Mark wants to, and that's coming across the top of the red and stays behind, it's not an easy out-turn, come around, bump out of the house and roll to the middle.
I know. I just would hate if... Okay. Board weight. Looks like about 2/3, Mark.
So they're just trying a board weight hit on this center guard to jar the two rocks loose, the Mouat rock loose from the back of this Jacob stone. This is a...
So red will be shot.
Red will be shot. Very precise shot here from Mark Kennedy. Anytime you're hitting a guard with board weight, it's a little scary. So big shot here for Mark.
Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Yes. Whoa. Whoa.
It's obviously close.
EJ.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yes.
Yep.
Nice.
Shooter. Not bad.
Well, that's what they're thinking. Plant it.
Yeah, not a bad shot at all. It seemed maybe a little panic at the end, and we've seen that, Kevin, throughout the weekend. There's been, even with a board weight shot, there is some late snap. So I think they were a little nervous about that, but pretty good shot from Mark Kennedy. And Jacob sitting shot and got a nice staggered corner guard there as well.
That's probably the best part of that shot, was the staggered corner to come around, probably with Mark's in turn or righty out turn, around the wide side and get into the top 8.
I know what you mean. You can get it coming in as well.
To be no run back opportunity.
So Grant Hardy, with his final shot in the 8th end, looking for a little tap and remove the Jacob stone.
Playing the chase.
Yes, exactly.
Whoa. Yep.
Heavy.
Whoa. Whoa. Curl.
Now, trying to make it finish enough to get rid of that red stone.
Can the red go? It will go just far enough. What a phenomenal shot from Grant Hardy.
Looks like I can make that freeze. Are they 1-2?
That's a successful chase right there, no question about it.
Only other thing is if you think
Bruce
you can
Mouat
do
now
that,
lying too.
you're a lefty. They are 1-2. You don't have to really... Man, that would be great.
Yeah, that looks hard.
Yeah.
It looks like I would have to hit half a rock to make that roll. What about just the dead freeze, my out turn right now?
Yeah, that's good too.
I think that's the shot.
Yeah, that's good too. Yeah, great. That's a great shot.
That's the quintessential
Top 4?
skip third discussion. Skip, well, I'd love it if you do this, third. Well, that's pretty hard. So they decide not to go with that shot. Mark is going to play, as he said, his out-turn freeze.
Around the staggered corner. Those corner guards are beautiful, being staggered.
Yep.
Might as well use it, if you can.
I would say Mark pretty much has to be shot here. So this is Mark's last here in the 8th. Still two more to come, of course.
Line's good.
Room.
Room. Whoa.
EJ, it's on the guard.
EJ.
It's on the guard.
Gotta go.
Need this one to
Gotta
curl.
go.
It just gets by
Keep
that
going
guard. Now,
here.
does it have enough weight?
Keep going.
Yep.
Looks pretty good.
Does it have enough weight?
Go.
More.
It's got to get there.
Go.
Oh, great sweep, guys.
Really good sweep, and I think that is enough.
Looks like us.
Shot, Stone. Oh, Mouat thinks it's them, so I could be wrong. They're standing in the house.
Has he got any?
What do you think, Kevin?
Has he
Look,
got any of
I thought
those?
it was red at first blush.
Yeah,
I
and
think,
then
yeah, it looks to be yellow, but that's okay. It's still positioned really well.
Yeah.
Would have been nice, obviously, to be 6 inches further.
Yeah.
But
Which is okay, isn't it? Okay. If I sit open here, it's not this. And it's curtains.
that's the
Probably
worry
to the high
for
side, even
Bruce.
just-
I was going to say, can you put it like back 4 but not buried? Because it's so straight.
Yes. Just about. And then you're asking, where does he go?
Well, if he rolls somewhere, you freeze him.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Do you think he tries to play this?
Possibly.
And we're sitting open, and then we're trying to just come here? I think that's a bit easier than that.
I think it's either here or we come like here.
That's the two options, I think.
So if he comes round, you can.
We're just worried if we go here, he goes right next to us. Okay, you can probably chase it. But
Or you can plug the hole and like, maybe has then off or something.
you might go tap to.
Like full back 4, just on the centre line.
Oh, I want to be fully back 4, Harry. What do we do if he sticks and opens this one up as well?
We're asking a lot.
Okay. Just make sure we're back 4, like we can't be top tee here.
What do we need to be past that one grunt? Okay.
So full back 4, wide open.
What's the reason for that, Kevin? That you, with all these guards in play, why would you want to leave it wide open?
Well, where else are you going to go, I guess, is always the next question. So if you try to come around and you leave it half open around the yellow rock biting the top 8, that leaves a double to lie 2 buried. Okay, can't do that. Can't really go around the in-turn. There's no place else to go.
So the key here from Mouat, just to lie 2, just trying to be in the open.
Line's good.
He's up 1, but without hammer. This is his first rock here in the final end.
Line's good.
Well, they like the weight.
I think we're there, I think. Pretty sure.
The sweepers just massage it down the ice, and
back 4.
That's exactly where they wanted it. So really nice shot from Bruce, and it'll be decision time here for Brad Jacobs as to whether they go aggressively here for 2.
Yeah, I like that shot.
You seeing that? Yeah. It's not. Yeah, that's. Yeah.
A little chisel of the red and roll in front of shot Stone.
It's like
Right there.
back line.
Yep, that's what I'm seeing. Yep.
Trying to hit a couple inches of the red rock. It's completely buried though. Can see none of it. Just has to have enough to move that yellow that's near the tee line back a little bit. So back line weight.
So Brad Jacobs first here in the 8th end. Trying a little chisel to lie 2nd and 3rd shot.
Where?
Yep.
Clean.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yep.
Yep.
Whoa. Yep. Whoa.
Ryan Harnden on it right out of the
Whoa.
hand.
Curl. Easy.
Now we switch to
Curl.
EJ.
Straight.
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 Must be
Yep.
close.
Straight. Straight.
Bye.
Shooter. Shooter.
Can they get the roll?
Go, 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 go.
I think he's
Oh my, what a shot.
First
from
and third,
Brad
I
Jacobs.
think.
I think so too, no question for me.
tremendous.
Unbelievable shot from Brad
It
Jacobs.
is.
And Grant Hardy agreeing with us. What a phenomenal
plug the
shot
hole,
from
make it
Brad
really hard.
Jacobs. My goodness.
I know.
What a display of shot making from both of these teams. Just a joy to watch. And that was no exception. And now Bruce Mouat, what do you do?
Take it, they set third.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, okay.
Like it.
I think so.
Yeah, like that.
Okay.
Okay. Normal.
You'll probably have the
So
exact
make
same
the
throw.
double. So hitting
Yeah, I mean,
red across the top of the yellow and sit.
is it not harder for him to play a tap if we are a guard than the shot he's just played?
Yeah, but if I move that too far, then he's, well, no, he can't.
So is the idea here to stick the shooter on the yellow, Kevin, so that you'd be
Like, is it
shot
right here?
on the left-hand side of the house as we're looking at it?
Correct, because the two in the middle will be gone. So then you'll be shot stone over on the side.
Freeze it here.
And Brad then I guess would have to decide if he wants
go
to
in there.
draw or try that really narrow
That's a very
tap for
hard two, isn't
two.
it?
Which he'll try the tap for two.
Yeah.
Such a good end. This is amazing curling.
Absolutely. You're watching curling.com's coverage of the Stu Sells Oakville Tankard men's final. We got a beauty here. Two more rocks to come.
And the draw.
Yeah, I mean, you can make it perfect. Probably top 12.
A corner freeze.
As close to nose as we can, really, eh?
Wow. Nervy. Very nervy call. Wanting to.
I'm nervy.
You probably can.
So I don't know how
Go over,
Bruce
curl
is
that
feeling,
touch.
but
Get to 3/4, I think you're pretty good.
looking to freeze on the corner of that red. So if Brad Jacobs tries to take it out, it would just go right onto that yellow on the side.
Well, does it to be fair, because you're only fully
So
behind.
this is Bruce Mouat conceding one, but just trying not to give up two without hammer here in the eighth. This is his
I mean, it
last
looks like I'm going to be
rock.
fully buried, so I don't actually mind the hit.
Yeah, I don't mind the hit now.
What do you like? 2/3.
Okay, he's changing his call in the hack now that he's seen it. Sometimes that's what it takes for a skip, just getting down to the other end and seeing what's there.
So just basically make the red yellow double and sit there.
So Bruce Mouat, final stone in the eighth end, needs to make a double and roll.
Clean. Curl. 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 Curl.
They want it to curl.
Whoa!
Does he have it? Yes, he does. Oh my goodness. I mean, talk about a game here. Phenomenal shot by Bruce Mouat. Getting the double and the roll, catching off his own to lie shot, buried behind two staggered guards. Kevin Martin, I'm out of my seat.
Yes, this has been terrific. But
Talk to me a little bit
Brad
about
just
weight.
threw
Are
this
you throwing
shot
a
and can
couple
see
feet
2 inches
left?
of the yellow to bump it far enough for the 2 points.
Like a back 8.
So you can see that angle at home. Brad Jacobs can see about a crescent moon of that rock from the hack.
So back 8, hit what you can see of the yellow, move it far enough, and have your shooter stay in the back 4 foot.
Brad Jacobs, final stone for the win.
Straight. Clean.
Ryan
Easy.
Herndon on it
Clean.
early.
Clean.
Whoa, whoa.
Clean. Curl. Curl.
Curl, Eej. Come on,
EJ
dig.
Herndon trying to
Come
get
on,
this
easy.
over.
Straight. 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 We lost it.
Overcurve.
And EJ Herndon being called to sweep. He over curls it, and Bruce Mouat steals that win.
Good game, guys. Congrats.
Unbelievable eighth end and an unbelievable game from both teams.
Don't worry about it, Mark.
Really tough shot on Brad's last one. Just narrowly misses the guard. And Bruce Mouat are your Stu Sells Oakville Tankard champions. What a fantastic showing from both rinks, especially the boys from Scotland. They pick up their first title of the 2021-22 season. This has just been a fantastic game and a fantastic event here in Oakville. Please stay with us here on curling.com. We're going to have the trophy presentation and an interview with the winning skip coming up right after this.
Hey guys, welcome to the Stu Sells team's brand new listing. And we are here on Gothic in a legal sixplex. So I'm going to give you 2 key words about investing in real estate: location and return. And this has both. We are in such an unbelievable location. It's literally 2 minutes to the High Park subway station, High Park, Bloor West, the Junction. This is an easy peasy rental. People want to live here because it's so close to everything. And the next thing, return. This building generates enough rental income that it gets a 3.8% return. Where are you going to get that? You can't get it in the bank. You can't get it in the stock market now. The only place you can get it is in real estate. So look, we have 6 units, fully rented, beautiful, redone, new roof, new windows, all updated. All you have to do is pick up the keys and start collecting the rent. So go to stusells.ca, see all the photos, the virtual tour, the videos, and give me, Stu, a call and come for a personal tour.
Hello, folks, and welcome back to the Oakville Curling Club, and I'm here with the champions, Team Mouat, and the presenting sponsor of the event from Stu Sells, Stuart Sankey. Stu, you'd like to say a few words to our champions.
Yeah, great game. That was so exciting. Very back and forth and some nail-biting shots there, but congratulations, great curling, and thanks for coming all the way from Scotland here for the event.
Thank you. Thanks, Stu.
There you go. So I'm here with Bruce Mouat and obviously his team, Grant Hardy, Bobby Lammy, and Hammy McMillan Jr., and just a fantastic game. You guys played great all day. What do you think the key was? You know, you had a whole day off on Sunday. What was the key coming in here today to kind of get things back on track for you?
Yeah, we wanted to have a good start this morning against Jason and his team. They're obviously a really good unit, and to be able to come off a win with that and then get momentum into the semi and then the final was really good.
Yeah, you guys looked fantastic all day, and this was such a well-played game. Talk a little bit about your opponent, Team Jacobs, because this was just a back-and-forth battle.
Oh yeah, totally. We've had numerous battles with them throughout the years, and I'm sure we'll have plenty more. They played awesome today and really put us under a lot of pressure, and we managed to just get over the finishing line.
Absolutely. So you guys are back to Scotland tonight. You came over here just for this event. What does it mean to you guys to start off your 2021-22 season with a win? I know this is your second tournament, but your first win, it must feel pretty good.
Yeah, we obviously love to come over to Canada and play, and you guys put on amazing events, and Stu's done a great job with sponsoring it all. So yeah, we're really happy to be here, and thanks for having us.
Hey, my pleasure. I didn't do anything personally, but congratulations, you guys. Team Mouat, the 2021 Stu Sells Oakville Tankard champions. Thanks to everybody for tuning in on curling.com. We'll be back here with the Stu Sells Toronto Tankard in a month. That will all be covered live on curling.com. I've been John Cullen. It's been fantastic to cover it. Again, congratulations, guys. Take care, everyone watching at home, and we'll see you back here soon.
Bye.
Thank you.